wasn't that fun. This is Santa here. Anyway, welcome to Knifewear's Home Shopping Network Extravaganza. I know that we have shops. Knifewear's, if you don't know who we are, we sell Japanese kitchen knives and chef-curated items, right? We've got shops in Canada, in Calgary, Edmonton, Vancouver, and Ottawa. And I know that buying gifts at this time of year can be kind of tough, especially if you can't touch them or feel them. So I know people that are shopping online can have a hard time with that. So we wanted to give you the opportunity to ask some questions, and we can help you through the process, right? So we can on the fancy. This isn't really my living room that I'm in, though it looks really festive in a living room. It's actually fake trickery, and you'll see that in a bit. We can put the website on the back, just like the weatherman. So I can be like the weather-man.
Or weather person. It's 2022, Kevin.
And you hear a voice in the background. That is Nathan Garrow.
Yep.
And he will be this disembodied voice now and again, likely telling me what to do and saying things like, "No, don't say that. Say the right thing." So
for now, I'll just say hello, Don Penny.
And hi, Don Penny. I knew you were back there. So if you have any questions, if you're shopping for a knife for somebody and you want some advice, pop your question in the comments and we'll get to them as soon as we can. I know we've collected a few questions as well, kind of from different sources.
We pulled some people from Instagram. We always get questions through email, so we got a couple of those. We got some from Instagram that I've been polling people for over the week. So we got some of those loaded up. But in the meantime, pop your questions in the comments. If you need help shopping for a knife or a cutting board or anything really for anybody that cooks, as I like to say, if you need a gift for somebody that eats food, they probably cook food.
That's right.
So you should get them something for cooking food.
Probably people that eat food have to cut something and cook it sometimes.
Yeah.
That's an excellent point, Nathan. So I guess maybe we should talk about why would a Japanese knife be a great gift for somebody?
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I always see gift giving a bit like, no, it's not. Nathan, I know it's not supposed to be competitive, but I tend to be competitive about a lot of things. I think gift giving's one of them.
Yeah,
I like
absolutely.
to win. I like to
you
win.
want to give the best gift.
And Japanese knives, one of the best things, they come in a beautiful box, right? Here, for example, they come in this great box. If I can, this is Haruyuki brand here. You see the little Haruyuki robot there, and it says "Built for Kitchen Success." So you get this great little box made with handmade Japanese washi paper. And inside the box, you get a little story about the knife itself and how to take care of it. And then also, ta-da, you just get a really cool looking knife. Now, the great thing about Japanese knives, other than this really cool looking factor, is that they're made with harder steel, which means a Japanese knife will stay harder. And be sure, there's people behind me laughing, sorry, I'm distracted. Japanese knives are made with harder steel, which means they're going to stay sharper longer. We can make them sharper, which is pretty much everything you want out of a knife. And the fact that they look good and they're generally thinner and lighter, which means they're cut better. Those are just bonuses, right?
Yeah, it makes cooking really fun. Like, I've already enjoyed cooking, but it just makes it so much better.
Sometimes you have a knife that just inspires you, right? Sometimes, like if you're learning a new skill, like for example, if you're learning to play guitar, get a guitar that like excites you.
Yeah, that you want to pick up and play. Right? Yeah.
And the same goes for a kitchen knife. Get one that really excites you. That really you're like, I can't wait to get home and use this and try it out.
Yeah, yeah. I think when I pick a gift, I pick by looks first, and then I make sure it's low maintenance, the right size and shape, something they're going to use every day, and just generally a good performing knife.
I see Don Penny asked, did Nathan just open a can of eggnog? By eggnog, do you mean
it's
force majeure from Annex Brewery?
It's eggnog that's been made with barley and hops and water.
It seems that we're drinking force majeure from Annex Brewery here. Maybe if an arm comes in, you can see it. Hey, Annex in Calgary, you guys make good beer.
Sure do.
I'm drinking one called Idle Hands Italian Pilsner. There we go. Festive times. Call for festive drinks. Do we have any questions yet, or can I just keep rambling on?
Well, yeah. So I actually had one. We had, like I said, we had a bunch come in over Instagram, And so while we're waiting for folks to pop some questions in the comments, I'll just start with one of those. So we had, and this probably goes in line with what we were just talking about, how to choose the right knife as a gift. Laura in Ontario is asking, I have about $200 Canadian as my budget to spend on a chef's knife. What's the best choice?
So, I guess when you're saying chef's knife, this is Lauren from Ontario.
Yeah.
I'd say when you're saying a chef's knife, I'm guessing you're meaning something multi-purpose, like either a Santoku, which are about 165 millimeters. Well, what is that? 6 inches? Something
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah. About 6
then-
inches.
Or you mean like a Gyuto that's something along the lines of 180 or 210 millimeters long, and that's kind of the knife that can do everything. It can do every job well. It can do it's like your number one knife. So something like this kind of shape, like the one I held up earlier. So that's a Santoku shape there.
Yeah, I'll pull one up on the website
so
there
what I
for
would
folks
do-
shopping online.
So I'd say the first step. Nathan's got the. Oh, look! I feel like the weatherman. Look at this. So I got a point over here.
And this guy's actually on.
Where'd the arm go? Oh my god!
Oh, it's good,
Oh
Kevin.
my god! Oh, that was terrifying. I look like a gamer. Is this the gamer girl angle?
I don't know. Do you have any bathwater to sell? So this one's on sale.
I think anybody wants to
this-
buy my.
This Haruki is actually 20% off this month.
Okay. Well, here's an excellent example. That was the knife I was holding up, in fact.
Mm-hmm.
So something like this, Haruki. So the brand that makes this, Haruki, and Soba's the line. And this is Santoku. This is the shape that does everything. This one's, oh wow. So you can see that it's 174.40 right now. It's usually 218. Anyway, they're 20% off for the whole month. These knives. We have a few knives that are on
until
sale.
Christmas.
We have a few knives on sale. Oh, until Christmas. Okay.
Yeah.
So after the 25th, back to regular price. So there you go. So something like that. So I would look for, and I always look for in a present, I always look for something that's stainless steel, so it won't rust and it's easy to take care of. Something that looks really cool, so that when they open the box, they go, wow, what a cool knife. And then also something that fits your budget. So one of the fun features on our website, if Nathan goes up, you can see there's, where's the filters?
Oh yeah, I'll show you.
So you can say, okay,
so
well,
you're
I'm
looking for a Santoku.
Santoku.
Yeah.
Right, and then you can go into the filters and you can kind of choose your budget
Yeah.
there.
Oh, I want to spend about 200 bucks.
Right, and then you can cruise down further and pick a steel down there. It says stainless steel right at the
Yeah,
bottom.
you can go to steel makeup, because if you're new to Japanese knives, all these steel types might kind of be like a foreign language to you.
It's foreign language to me some of the time.
Yeah, me too. So yeah, if you just go to steel makeup and you just pick stainless steel, that makes it really easy.
Yeah, and then you can press the go button and it will show you only knives that fit that budget and are made with that steel, which is amazing because then you can really narrow down your options there, and the website's built to help you pick the right one. Also, if you could just see, it just scrolled past me here. Right there, I can't point it. It's
Whoop.
way up there. Way up there. It says that one right there. And it says, it's sort of this way.
This guy?
That way. Somewhere. No, not the knife. There was a little thing that said take our quiz.
Oh, yeah.
So we have a little button that says take our quiz. It says need help choosing, take our quiz. And it just kind of asks you very few questions. And it helps you choose a knife as well.
Yeah, so say I want
if I'm
a
not around,
Gyuto.
If I'm not around, you can't get to the shop. You can go through this process on the website. And I love this. We worked hard on this. And it's just, it asks a very few questions. And then at the end, it kind of spits out some ideas that fit for you. So that's pretty cool. So I would suggest something like, back to Lauren's question, I'd suggest something like that Soba Santoku. That's $174. It was called a Haruki Soba.
Yeah, and that's part of the sale that's going on right now.
Part of
We
the
just
sale's
got
going and I think that's a great option right
Yeah.
there. I feel like the weatherman, but I've got to learn how to point to things.
yeah. So
Over
the
here, there's a
website
squall coming in by Hudson Bay.
the website view isn't updating. So let's just switch to our Christmas view there.
So the website view wasn't updating.
Well, it just wasn't changing on us, so we're just going to fix that.
Oh.
But in the meantime,
So was I just pointing at random? Oh,
no,
there we go.
no, you're good.
All right. Well, welcome to my non-green screen, very festive campfire. No, I guess it's a fireplace. I heard that somebody had a question though. Was there more questions to ask? Because I love answering questions.
Yeah, we had a couple on YouTube. So Daniel
This one's-
Pelletier was asking, I'm looking for a gift knife from me to me. Awesome. I love it. I have my Gyuto, my Nakiri, Petty, Bunka, and a left-handed Deba. Apart from a Santoku, what am I missing?
Slicer.
Yeah.
I'd say with that setup, you definitely want a slicer. You've got the Deba and a left-handed one, so I hope you're left-handed. So I'm guessing you've got the Deba so you can break down fish and do some butchery.
Here we go.
The slicer is the one you want to have at Christmas time when you have a big turkey or a ham that you want to slice in front of people. Or we'll slice anywhere.
It's like the
because you're
guitar that
slicing
you
in
bring
front
on
of people.
stage,
Exactly.
right?
That's actually awesome.
I've just thought of
'Cause
that.
I've always liked flashy slicers, because I know that not all the time when I'm using a slicer, if I'm just cutting steaks or something, or doing something, at home while nobody's, during food prep, I don't need to show off. But if there's like a ham to slice at the table, or a turkey, or something like that, or if Nathan showed up at my house with a camera making me dance like a dancing monkey I am, and makes me cook things, I'll
What?
pull
I'd
out
never
a
do that.
flashy slicer, because that's the time when I get to show off. And like Nathan said, he's like, there's the guitar you write your songs with, and then there's the guitar you play on stage.
Yeah.
And I like that analogy. So a slicer like that guy there,
This I just pulled this one up because it's one of my personal
might
favorites.
not be quite under 300 that you were looking.
Right? Yeah, I forgot we had a budget.
But
Well, it depends.
come on,
If you're in the USA, this is under $300.
True, if you're
This guy's $369 Canadian.
Yeah, so our prices here today are all in Canadian, small, mini, cute, polite Canadian
Adorable.
dollars. Adorable. They're so small and cheap and adorable right now, compared to great, big, huge, floppy American dollars. They're so big.
Floppy?
I don't know. Getting abused here now. There's another person called Sky behind the scenes here, and she's the worst. She basically makes faces at me, tries to make me laugh.
This is Sky in the upper right-hand corner.
That's Sky there. She looks delightful there. She's so mean when the camera's not on.
It's true. I'm basically the worst person.
There you
I'm
go.
American. I don't know if they told you.
She's American and basically the worst.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
Who let this American in
Would
here?
anybody watch this garbage? Okay, back to the question at hand. Nathan, we need to find a $300-ish slicer
Whoa.
for our man, Daniel,
Well, I
who wants
tell
to
you
buy
what.
himself a Christmas present. Well, Daniel, I would suggest that you might want to look at that Tadafusa, or that...
The
what's it called?
Fujimoto.
Fujimoto.
Yeah.
Look at that Fujimoto there, because it's awesome. It looks great. I love the shape of the tip, and I think you've been good enough that you might be able to just stretch to $369
Yeah.
yourself, Canadian. Now, if you're American, I'm sure it's under $300.
So
Sounds great.
I've got, if you're on the website, you can select the dollar value kind of range you want to choose, and then I've just sorted from low to high, so we can scroll down to the 300-ish range and see kind of what's sitting around there.
Oh, there's some fun stuff in here.
We got this Fujimoto.
Okay, pull that one up. I really like this slicer. Again, I like the shape of that blade. I like the shape of the tip. I think it looks cool. And that handle, I believe it's white oak. Is it white oak, Nathan? If you scroll up
I'm
a
pretty
little
certain,
bit
yeah.
more,
Oh, yeah, here.
you can see for sure. And it says it's oak. So
Yeah.
it's white oak, but they've done something to it. I don't know if they've toasted it a bit or darkened it a bit, but anyway. Solid, cool looking handle, very modern because it doesn't have that color on. It's just a one piece of wood handle. And look at that tip. I just think that is so cool, the tip of that.
Yeah.
It just looks like you're going to repair the tip a few times for when you stab it into the board and it breaks off.
Yeah.
Don't worry, that happens.
First
I
time's
just think
free.
it's a cool looking knife, and I love the feel of these Kurochi forged knives. They're hand forged knife. They look great. They feel great. If you don't have a Kurochi knife and you love knives, you need a Kurochi knife. Kurochi means it's the black. So
Yeah,
it's
this-
basically that burnt black.
This
steel,
finish here.
and that's the finish.
I got my dad this one for Christmas last year because I really wanted to use it, and every year he gets me to carve the turkey.
Oh, good.
So
thinking.
now he's got a great carving knife that I can use when I'm at his house.
Oh, and I like your dad too, so that's good.
Yeah.
Well, that's buy your dad something you want to use. That's really good. If my kids are watching, what you really need to buy Dad is a new gravel bike. For someone about 6'4". That's what you need to do.
Yeah.
Go talk to Sean at Bike. He knows what I like.
Yep.
And I'll let you borrow it anytime you want, even though you're all much shorter than me. I hope that worked. If you have any follow-up questions, Daniel, let us know, okay?
Yeah. And if anybody else needs help shopping, even just for themselves, not just for somebody else, pop your questions in the comments.
So I'm Kevin from Knifewear. Again, we import and sell Japanese kitchen knives. Many of them are hand-forged, handmade knives. We're sitting currently in my living room with my brick fireplace, and my stockings are hung behind me for care. Look young and hip in Knifewear merchandise is what they've just popped up. And that is, I think, a dig at how young and non-hip I am. So, screw you too. What's a happy Christmas cheer? Anyway, this is the home shopping channel. So like I said, we've got stores in Ottawa, Edmonton, Calgary, and Vancouver. If you can come to one of the stores, that's the best way to buy a knife. You can hold it, touch it, feel it, smell it, lick it, whatever you need to do, you can do it, and make that decision holding it in your hands. If you can't and you want to shop online, or you are shopping online, you can come and hang out with us here, ask questions right now, and we'll show you some options on the website, show you kind of how to use the website so you can be self-sufficient. Nathan, can you click on that troll killer right there? We'll talk about that in a second.
Sure, yeah.
And Nathan's going to choose a knife because this is on my Christmas list. So I kind of think I need another knife.
Yeah, you do.
I haven't bought a knife since the garage sale, so it's been 2 weeks since I've bought a knife.
Oh, that's ages.
And I only bought 3 this garage sale. Because do you know how many knives you need? And this is how many. If you're interested in cooking and you like knives, how many knives you need is very simple. You just need one more knife.
Yep.
Pretty much always, because I haven't hit the limit yet, and I have boxes and boxes of them. Actually, somebody on Instagram asked me today.
Oh yeah.
Somebody on Instagram asked me today, do you know all the knives you have? Like, could you just make a list? Get a pencil and a piece of paper, make a list of all your knives? And I said, no, not even close. I haven't a clue. Like, I know when I pull them out, I'm like, oh, I know when I got that.
Oh, I thought because you need like more than one pencil.
I might need more than one pencil. I've got. If you saw the number of knives that I had at home, at no point would you go, that's reasonable. There, that's how many I have. It's not healthy. It's not healthy. But if Nathan can pull this knife up, the Nigara Troll Killer, 240 millimeter Gyuto. We got 2 of these for our garage sale. Let's zoom in on it, Nathan. Oh my God!
This is one of those ones I'm surprised we still have left. Like, I know it's $4,000, but these tend to go pretty quick.
We had 2 of them for the garage, so now we have 1.
Yeah.
And I can't think of a reason why I shouldn't have this.
So John May, if you're watching.
If John May, if you're watching, you can buy this for me for Christmas.
Oh, here we go. Oh, look at that.
Nathan, like, that's just too much.
Yeah, Yoshizawa-san is a spectacular blacksmith. He does.
Listen, I've never seen anyone pull this weird move. With,
right?
With
They're just like
some, but I don't know.
It's bananas.
Yeah, that's cool, Nathan. You could get me one of those. I'd be pretty happy.
Oh, hold on. Give me one quick sec. Just gonna fix something.
Oh, Nathan's talking about things as he moves the mouse around. Maybe we should talk about, because I know somebody mentioned my hat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tiago, who works in the warehouse.
We've got some new Knifewear merch out here. I've got some here beside me, but I know we've got new T-shirts. We've got some, I don't know, are the hats out yet?
They're available. We don't have a photo of that gray one up on the website quite yet. We got the red one here.
So there we go. We've got the red hat there.
Oh.
Yeah. I like that. That's like a really classic. We've made those ones off and on over the years.
Yeah, it's like a dad hat.
The one I'm wearing has got the gray on it, and it's a dad hat. Well, I'm a dad.
That's what they call them. Yeah.
Why is Tiffany wearing a dad hat?
Tiff looking awfully cool in there.
Anyway, $25. Make your head look good.
Yep.
Hide your receding hairline.
Cheaper than a haircut.
Cheaper than a comb. Buy a $25 hat. Hide all the mistakes.
This one's my favorite.
This is a good one.
The only long sleeve.
This is a good one here. There's Sky. She's behind making faces at me again. But they're long sleeve. It says Knifewear on the front in Japanese characters, and the sleeve. There you go. It's cool, right? And then on the sleeve on these ones, you can see the Oni character, which you'll also see on our packaging for our 220 grit sharpening stone.
Which is on sale. Bow! You can kind
that's
of see
right.
it.
So all the Knifewear stones are on sale.
Yeah.
As well. Are they 20% off as well?
Yeah.
So okay, the
Stones, the stone holder.
Knifewear stones, the Knifewear stone holder, and select Hadayuki knives are on sale for the whole month.
Mm-hmm. And Tadafusa.
Which is great. Oh, and the Tadafusa Hochikobos are on sale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the main
that
shapes.
makes them a really good deal for gifts then.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're always a really good deal. But these are such a clean looking knife, and the blade's really, really thin, which means even when it's dull, it feels really sharp.
Yeah.
And they look good. And Tadafusa always points out that Babinga handle they have is antibacterial.
Oh, cool.
I don't know why that's important, but it might be important to some.
Yeah. I just like to say Bubinga. It's just fun.
Babinga!
Yeah. Just sounds like an alien from Star Wars.
Babinga. Babinga.
Now, we did have somebody, Moo Cows 13.
Mookhouse 13.
Great name. Was asking about wide bevel gyutos. Well, 210, but I assume that means 210 gyuto. So I don't know. I was going to pop up a couple of my favorites here. I don't know if you had one.
Now, when you say wide bevel, do you mean a gyuto that's ground really high?
Yeah.
Like-
in my experience, that's what people mean, is
Like,
like
I'd
a
say
nice
that-
tall...
Koishi is a fantastic knife, but I'd say it's got a pretty standard grind on
Okay.
it. Like, I would look at things like the Hado
Mm-hmm.
or that dude there that I'm pointing at, Nathan.
Shinkiro, yeah.
Do we have any of those in stock? We do. Look how wide the bevel gets at the front end, though.
Yeah.
The way he that's actually a really funny angle. Do we have a more of a straight-on angle there? There we go. You can see.
Yeah.
It gets super sharp at the front.
Mm.
So the
Yeah, I
back is a
bet.
little bit more robust, and the front is really sharp. The way that's ground. That's an interesting move, and I think that sharpener's having a little bit of fun and saying, look, one, look what I can do, and two, I can give you two kinds of sharpnesses with my knife.
A little bit showing off.
Yeah, I was
Let's
thinking.
pull up one of those Hados.
Pull up that Hado, because those are really, really sharpened, really extremely right now. Any of those really. So these Hado knives, well, that's pretty wide. What was the one we had at the garage sale that was just like
Just a
super
monster.
tall? It was a
Yeah.
monster. I don't think we have any left
Sumi?
because Naoto just brought a few in.
Might have been this guy.
Maybe,
Look at that.
But yeah,
This is a newer
that's
photo too. I think those photos might need a little updating because that's what I find
They've
about
changed-
Hado is they've
Hado's
been
changed-
changing a lot in the last 2
They've
years.
changed the way that they're sharpening quite a bit these days, and they're trying to make insane knives. So Mariyuma-san is trying to really just make a laser beam of a knife. So I'd say one of these Hado Sakais would fit your bill,
Yeah.
and pretty much any of them right now, because they've really, like, even if the picture doesn't show you exactly what you want, send us a message at hello@knifewear.com. So if you send us a message at hello@knifewear.com, we can answer your questions. We can actually even give you up-to-date photos of the ones we have.
Yeah.
I know that sometimes people call us on that number, email us on that number and say, hey, I want to buy a knife that's kind of this and kind of that.
Yeah.
And they've already kind of narrowed it down, but since they're handmade products, they're all a little bit different. So sometimes people say, I can't get there myself, but can you help me find
Well,
a
I'd
knife that is the most this or the most that?
I had someone asking me about a Sakai Kikumori this week and asking how thin it was behind the edge because we have a lot of measurements. Like our website has the thickness of the spine and not this one apparently, but a lot of details, or we can provide those for you. But it's pretty hard to measure like how much of a laser it is and put that on paper. So we can help you with things like that.
That view here, if we bring up that view there, Nathan.
Boom.
That view there
Trail
gives you
shot.
an idea of kind of how it's ground.
Pretty dang thin.
Well, you can see how high up it starts too. Like that's a really high bevel.
Yeah.
Anyway, there we go. I hope that if you have extra questions after that,
Yeah.
let us know. I'm happy to revisit. Because, like I said, today we're doing what we call the Home Shopping Network.
Yeah, we
So-
want to try it out.
Yeah, so it's an idea we've had for a few years because we know that not everybody can make it to one of our shops. So what we want to do is give people the opportunity to ask questions live, where we can help them buy knives from the website without actually holding it, but kind of help people get a better understanding, or at least ask a somewhat professional, me anyway, what might be the right knife for them.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm Kevin. And this is my beer. No, I'm Kevin from Knifewear. Again, we've got knife stores. We sell Japanese kitchen knives. We've got stores in Edmonton, Ottawa, Vancouver, and Calgary, Canada. Soon to have a store in Toronto. And today is the Ask Anything. So I'd say ask anything about knives or gifts you want to purchase, or just ask some funny stuff too, because I'm kind of in a mood, and who knows what I'll say. So there's always that. There's always that.
Okay, well here we got a real super nerd question for you.
Oh, no.
If you want to get,
Oh no, I'm not a super.
Oh, you-
Not that one.
you opened the door.
I did.
All right, can somebody tell me what oh, there's the question.
Please explain the differences between the tamagane steel used in katanas and the carbon steel used in kitchen knives.
Well, if Nathan stands up or Sky stands up and grabs me that lump of tomahawk from that shelf behind
Yeah.
us.
Sky's on the outside
Really
aisle, so
talk
I'm gonna make her do it.
So, tomahawk refers to a type of steel that's really traditionally and made in Japan from burning charcoal in a clay. Like they basically just dig a hole in the clay in the ground. They start the charcoal on fire, and they start the charcoal burning. Then they shovel on all this black sand they've mined. So this is often done in Yuzuki, right? So they pile on the carbon, which is this iron-rich sand that they've mined out of the river. They pile that on, and they put more wood, and they put more sand, and they put more wood, and this whole thing burns out of control. Well, not out of control. I guess it is completely controlled, but it burns wildly for 4 days. And there's one guy's job is just to control the fire, throw more logs on, throw more sand on, throw more logs, and throw more sand. And he burns it for 4 days, and after 4 days, he just goes, "Okay, peace, I'm out of here," because he's very tired. And then everybody else's job is to come in and they rip down the walls on this clay thing they've built, and then they just kind of start pulling it out, and they let the slag run off, and then they grade the chunk of steel that they've built that looks like a huge meteorite, and they put it into 4 grades, and the top grade goes to swords and specifically any items that are made for the emperor. And then the second grade and the third grade will go for kitchen knives, and then the 4th grade goes for things like anchors and chains, because it's not going to be very hard. And in my hand, I don't know if you can see this,
Yeah.
but this here, I know the one thing you can't see is how heavy it is. Like, it's ridiculously heavy. Like,
Yeah.
I've held lots of rocks. in
It
my
does feel
hands.
like it fell out of space.
Yeah, like this is so dense. So this is tomahawk. This is the steel that made Japanese swords famous, right? This is it right here in my hand. It's a big lump of it. This is not enough to make a sword, I'm told, but close.
Wow.
And that's a ton of steel. Not a lot of people work with this anymore. I know Iwasaki-san was making the odd razor from it, and every now and again, like we've had a few knives through our hands that people have been experimenting with it, and this is the steel that we use for very traditional swords. So like swords that are 400 years old, for example. Like I've got one that's 400 years old. It was certainly made from steel like this.
Yeah.
Right? Kitchen knife steel, by comparison now, the way that the blacksmiths we work with order their kitchen knife steel, they pick up the telephone and say, "Hey, Takafu Specialty Steels, I would like 200 kilograms of VG10 steel
Yeah.
delivered to me in bars that are this long, this wide, and this deep." Thank you. And so it's a different process than going and mining and starting a fire.
Yeah.
So the difference is this tamagane. This is really romantic stuff, right? This is romance and history
And really expensive.
and ridiculously expensive. and not as good as modern steel.
Well, it's just it's quite impure, even when it's really well
it's
worked,
quite
right?
impure, even when it's well worked, even when it's made properly. But so romantic. I would love a knife made with Tomagane, but like I said, it's not the most. It's not the most high performing steel that we have for kitchen knives by any means. So the modern way is to pick up the phone and say, "Hey, send me some SRS 15, please."
Yeah.
And send it to me in this size, and then it arrives to your door, and you didn't have to make it then. And that's the big difference. This is all carbon steel, so there's some rust, and again, it's just not quite as hard as the modern steels, and it's a whole lot more expensive because it's way harder to make. You have to work so hard to make a small amount.
Yeah.
But it's cool and romantic, and I like that. I like that.
All right. Well, we had a question here about something about grandmas. Let's
There's a
let's
question
pop
about
that
grandmas.
one. Yeah.
Excellent. I have a grandma.
Yeah.
I have
Okay.
grandmas.
Stitch says my grandma refuses to use anything other than an ancient paring knife. How ancient? Should I get her another small one or push her into using a santoku?
You know what? Here's my theory about grandma. If you're gonna get her a knife, get her one that's the size and shape that she likes to use. The more that it reminds her of her old knife, the more likely she'll use it.
Yeah.
Right? She has spent a long time cutting the way she does. And you can go and buy her cool santoku, but if she's anything like my grandma, she's not going to use it.
Now, one thing I would do if I were buying a knife for my grandma, because my grandma does use that size of knife all the time, so I would probably go down to the left side here.
And pick a
and
button that says Western handle.
handle.
Absolutely. Yeah. You want to get her a knife that's less...
As familiar as possible.
You want it you don't want it to be like, you don't want her to go, what in the bananas is this? You want her to say, a knife, cool, that's nice.
Yeah. And then use it.
Something like that guy, Hadayuki Goma, stainless steel. It looks really cool. It's got a great handle. It's a real crowd pleaser. That line of knives has been historically, if it's not our number one selling for presents, it's in the top.
It is this time of year for sure.
It's in the top 3 for sure.
Yeah.
The Hadayuki Goma, the Hadayuki Mugi, the Fujimoto Hammer Tone, and the Hadayuki Zampa.
Yeah.
These things we can't buy. Oh, and the Soba.
Yeah, this one's a bit of a sleeper.
So
I wanted to point that out. Like, not as many people know about this line because it's a newer line. It's actually
there's not so many shapes.
Yeah, it's a more limited range.
The biggest problem with this line is that they don't have all the shapes and all the sizes.
But this is the line I would get, for my dad or a lot of people in my family. I would buy from this line because I know I can build a complete set, and none of them need a Hanasuki or like a Deba or anything. Like, they just need a paring knife, a sentoku, a gyuto, and a slicer. The end.
Is there a slicer in the Sobas now?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, I know that I pretend to own this company, but it's just a role I play. I'm a paid actor they've hired. Now I've let the rat out of the bag on that one. No, I didn't. I know that we didn't have a Tsujiki for this for a while.
Yeah.
So,
this is. I want to point out this line because a lot of people have like a tight budget this Christmas, and or any Christmas really.
I've always had a tight budget at Christmas.
Yeah, and so if you wanted to get a little more of a baller knife and not spend too much money, the Soba's a good way to do it.
Bank so much, and it looks so cool.
Yeah,
I think they look cool in pictures, and in person they look cooler.
Yeah,
like this is one of those lines. One of these knives, you pick it up, you're like, well, clearly I gotta buy this.
Yeah,
because it's just rad. In fact, I think because I got people Hadayuki Zampas last year.
Yeah,
but I think it might be Sobas this year. We'll see.
Yeah, it's a great
Look
line.
in your stocking, Nathan. You never know what you'll find.
Better be careful before I reach in there.
I'll put it in a box.
Okay, good.
Put it beside the coal.
Okay, now here's the thing. If you buy somebody a knife as a gift, you shouldn't just give them a knife.
That's the trick. I don't have a coin. Do you have a coin on you?
A coin? No.
I don't
Coins? Do they still exist?
I don't know what money is anymore. I was just in Australia for a week.
Yeah.
I was in Australia for a week. It was a crazy way to go to Australia for a week. I still don't know what Australian money looks like.
Really?
I didn't touch any of it. Everything was on a card. So there you go. But when you give a gift, some people say when you give a gift or a knife, sorry, as a gift, the knife will sever your relationship, right? This is a story I've heard from different people, and we've cleared this with our lawyers. This is a loophole, but I think it's sound, and we're going to be okay. What you do is you take some money, like a coin. Do you remember what those are like? I don't remember. I was just in Australia. I don't know what Australian coins look like.
No.
They probably have some. I don't know.
Is that like a phone book? Are they really?
I guess like a phone book, exactly. I don't know what that is. You take the coin and put it in the box. All right? Wrap it up, give it to the person. When they unwrap it, they take it and they open the box and go, wow, you got me a cool knife. This is awesome. And they say, what's this money for? And you say, that money there is for you to give to me because now you've bought the knife from me. And it wasn't a gift. So there you go. So like I said, we've cleared it with a bank of lawyers and yeah, it's good. They say it's a sound system. So no bad luck will come.
Yeah.
So there you go. Lawyer approved.
Our team of lawyers.
Our team of lawyers were on it. They were working around the clock. They're so busy.
Reading all those law books.
Oh, all those law books. Yeah, just reading them like crazy.
And there's a couple other things you should give with if you're giving somebody a knife as a gift, because you want to make sure the knife is safe and that they're able to keep it sharp, and that the person you're giving it to is safe too.
If you don't know, I'm Kevin, and there's a voice you hear in the background, and it's not like God is talking to us. It's actually,
Almost.
His name is Nathan. You've seen him on videos before. He's got a mustache. Anyway, he shows up, and he sits behind the camera now and tells me what to do, and holds up signs that say, act more, be better, and
Turn down the
every now
suck.
and again, turn down the suck, turn up the good. And every now and again he comes in with some good advice like this, telling us how to get the most out of our knives. So if you're giving a knife as a gift, you have to think, how is this person going to store the knife so they don't damage it? And how is this person going to make sure it stays sharp for a long time, right? And there's two products we need to look at, or two ideas that we need to look at. One is storage, right? The easiest way is right behind me here, somewhere over here. I would be the worst weatherman. I can't figure out the angles. So
Oh God, my legs!
I point over there, and I don't know. My arm! I don't know. This is the worst. But somehow over there is a blade guard. Do you have a blade guard here, Nathan?
Yeah,
I
it's
can
right
show you
there.
they work.
Yeah.
So I can take my. Yes.
On your prop cart.
So you get the little blade guard here, and it's got a little cutaway corner here. In that corner, you just put the knife in there, slide it in. Ta-da! So now that knife can be stored in a drawer, something like that, and it won't bang up the edge.
Won't bite you.
It won't bite you when you open the drawer and reach in blindly.
Yeah.
If you've been doing like Nathan, maybe you drank too much and you want to make ramen deluxe at 2 a.m, and you reach in to grab your knife because you're cutting up a whole bunch of mushrooms and onions to put in your instant noodle deluxe because you are making good life choices at
Kevin,
that time.
have you been watching my home security cameras?
And then the hot sauce comes out. But this little guy on here will protect your fingies from getting cut. It's also going to protect your investments. So when you do come back to your friend's place and they've used their knife, you can see that they've stored it well and they haven't damaged it. So that's, I think, a must on. Like if you're giving someone a knife, you want to give them something to protect it. And that's a great way.
Well, and it helps you fill out that stocking too.
Oh yeah, but the other one here is this guy here. We've probably got a video. Do we have a good video to show about how to use a honing rod?
Yeah.
But this honing rod here is how you keep your knife sharp for longer. Think about it like a comb.
Oh dear God.
Oh, you've started it with that terrible music. Make it stop, Nathan.
Thank God we don't use that music anymore.
Okay.
Here we go. Here we go. There's the gift. That's what I was looking for.
This is
There you
a
go.
chill hop channel now.
Yeah.
So you see what
Pretty
Owen's doing there? He's just holding the rod straight up and down, and he's doing a perfect slice. So basically, he starts at the
Mr.
heel of
Hot
the
Dog.
knife, and then he pulls the knife down and forward. Like he's getting a slice of meat off of the, if you imagine this is the big twirling donair.
Like kebab, yeah.
Like this, the shawarma meat, you just get slices
Yeah.
it off. So basically, you use the honing rod when your knife just needs a bit of a pickup. The honing rod kind of straightens things out, knocks the burr off, and gets your knife working good again. You don't have to sharpen your knife every time it starts feeling a bit dull. Just use one of these guys. Eventually this won't do much, and you will need to get your knife sharpened. Think about like haircuts, right?
Yeah.
Every time your hair gets messy, you don't go get a haircut because your hair is messy.
What?
You just use a comb, Nathan. Just use a comb.
Is that how Mike went bald? He just kept getting haircuts?
Mike's not here, so we don't need to comment on Mike's follicle challenges.
Yeah, it's a good thing this isn't permanently on the internet. We'll never find it
That's
here.
right.
Yeah.
The internet is not forever. This is a temporary thing. This is
Yeah.
SnapTube
Yeah.
that we're on.
If you fall over onto a table full of knives, people won't be able to watch it for the rest of your life.
Nathan Garrow was alluding to the fact that one time, they tell me, I was riding my very tall penny farthing bike around the warehouse and fell into a table full of knives that were open during a garage sale, during a live feed of a garage sale, but I don't think that happened.
That's fake news.
That's fake news. That wouldn't have happened. I wouldn't have been that irresponsible. And I would have probably cut myself. And I didn't. So there you go. I think if you're giving a gift, think about a blade guard and think about a honing rod. Because those two things are going to help your friend or your spouse or your aunt or your cat, whoever you're buying a Christmas present for, get the most out of it. Here's a little public service announcement. Don't buy knives for cats. I just said cat, but I was just being silly. Cats prefer catnip toys shaped like mice. That's what mine likes.
Okay, well, what do we got? Accessories, question mark?
Yes, we have lots
Yeah.
of accessories. Buy some.
We got some on that tree right there.
Oh, on this tree here,
Yeah.
if you can see, I don't know if you can see, on
Oh.
my tree here, I've got a red, look at that. Look at that, it's a red peeler. I love these peelers. What do they cost, like $27?
$10.
$10?
Same price as banana.
Same price as bananas. That was my whole point. I was like Lucille Bluth. How much is a banana? $10? Great little peeler. If you've never used one of these, you just should, and then you'll just realize that there's only one peeler in the world to buy. It's this guy. And they come in a bunch of funny colors, and I think it's a great stocking stuffer. And I don't know, can you see this over here, Sky? Can you see this peeler? Can I take this peeler off and show everybody?
Yeah.
We've got this new color of peeler here. Look at this. This is our
It's
new
called
peeler.
green screen color.
It's green screen color. Is it? Can you see it? It looked like the Predator earlier when I was holding it. So there you go. There's our new peeler. That
It's green.
is it.
Yeah.
No, this is the new
But the
color.
chroma key doesn't
It's
like
called-
it.
It's called Predator color. So I think that's a
Oh, that didn't help.
quality.
Now it's black.
That's a quality color of peeler.
Yeah.
They tell me it's green.
I was just going to show off a little
Green.
blog we have here. If you haven't seen our blog before, we have helpful articles on things.
Those guys are good.
And so, yeah, I pulled up. There's some under that wax wrap there, which is I've got a bunch of accessories there.
Oh, look at that.
It's like I was prepared or something, kind of.
Look at that. Nathan's really done my mise en place and my hard work for me here. He's supplied me with props that I'm throwing on the ground. Look at this. This is the chef's press. Do you guys know what this is? Have you guys used these before?
Yeah, I have two,
This
and I need
is
more.
crazy. I've got
They're
4.
awesome.
But I know they've made bigger ones, some of the bigger ones. So I was a chef for years and years and years. And we often would use a press to cook fatter meat in a really high heat. Like, for example, one place I'd put spatchcock quail on it. And we would cook these little quails to order. Quails, by the way, are the best birds because the breasts are huge and the legs are quite small. So by the time the legs are cooked, the breast isn't overcooked. Quails are built properly. Every other bird is dumb. Quails are good. So just, if somebody could make me quails that were the size of a turkey or a chicken, that would be awesome.
You know, a lot of chef's presses for one of those.
But what we would do is we take the back out of the bird, spatchcock, which is kind of like lay it flat, make it look like roadkill, and then we throw we keep our little cast iron pans in the wood oven, pull one out, drop oil, pop the quail in, and pop a brick on top of it, wrapped in tin foil. Because that's what we had, was a brick wrapped in tin foil.
Yep.
But if we had the chef press, it'd be even better because you can see the steam escapes through the holes on these two So when you're cooking it and it starts cooking through, it doesn't get a little bit soggy at all. It just stays crispy.
Smart.
Man, they're so smart.
So
And
these
they
were
can
invented by a
stack.
chef in California.
These were invented by a chef in Ottawa. No, in California, I'm told.
But they've got a tiny kitchen, and they were having trouble serving all the tables that they had in their restaurant. So they're like, well, stuff just needs to cook faster. Which is a weird problem to try to solve, but they did it.
It's kind of a funny thing too, because you got to use these with what is it? Extreme power comes extreme responsibility.
Sure.
These you can't
Thanks, Uncle
cook.
Ben.
You got to use these judiciously, right? You can't just say I'm going to make a steak cook fast, put this on a steak, and then pull it off at some point. Hope for the best.
Yeah.
You can really overcook things or make things really dry and tough.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to know what you're doing. But spatchcock quail, super hot cast iron, and this on top is the future.
Well, and anything that likes to curl up, like bacon or salmon.
Some fish.
Yeah, you get a really
like to curl up.
consistent
They go,
flat
put them
sear.
on a pan and they go. Boop.
Yeah.
So yeah, these things. I have to be honest. I've used these things for a lot of things. I used them for bacon recently.
Yeah.
And I maybe used them for really fat grilled cheese sandwiches too.
Yeah, if you got a bunch of stuff in your sandwich and you don't want it to fall
Yeah.
apart, so good.
Anyway, these chef presses, I think they're really a silly, stupid, dumb idea. And then I used them once and went, oh, indispensable,
Right?
Indispensable to my kitchen.
No,
I
they're-
can't actually cook without them.
They're like an actually useful kitchen gadget.
Yeah, and I
Good
was
for
not. I'll
kimchi.
tell you what.
Oh, good for kimchi. Yeah, you can use them for weighing stuff down in brine and marinades.
I used them when I was pickling things to
Yeah.
keep pushing the stuff.
Because they're
down,
stainless
too.
steel, so they don't react.
And brining, yeah.
Yeah.
I hate to admit how much I like them.
Yeah.
Because mostly I wanted to hate them. Kind of like when anyway, sometimes we get products in because I think they're really dumb and some staff members like, oh, we really get these, they're going to be awesome. And I order them just hoping they're going to be terrible so I can say, hi, I told you so, like how bad they are.
Yeah.
I don't do that really.
Like that chef's
But I
food.
wanted to hate that stupid chef press and I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too.
Here's another fun one, the disposable little coon paring knives. I love these guys. I always have one or two in my kitchen. They come with me on picnics, things like that. They're just kind of like a handy little thing to have around.
Mm-hmm.
And you can this is like one of the disposable knives you can actually resharpen. It gets a great little
Yeah.
edge on it.
And they're good quality steel.
So
Yeah,
I
they're like $17 or something.
Here we go. We've got the thing that tells people that you shouldn't touch your knives. So there you go. We got shiny. What do these ones say? Kindly do not touch my knives.
That's the
We've
polite
made
one.
ones that say please don't touch my knives. We've made ones that say don't touch my fruity knives. And we've made ones with a lot of symbols to replace words, to replace letters on rude words. But
Gotta
there we
keep it
go.
family friendly.
These are fun. So we had a lot of stickers. We actually do. We're like kids. We're
Yeah.
like 6-year-old kids.
We just want
We
stuff
love
to put on our
stickers
laptops
so
and water
much.
bottles.
So we're always making crazy new stickers. So Mason, thanks for that. This is a fun one. I really like this. This is something we made here called the Chef's Notebook, and it's based on the notebook that a friend of ours used to use. So Joy Lee, if you're watching, thanks for showing us how to make a good notebook. 'Cause she would take her notebooks because chefs always have a notebook with them to keep recipes and ideas and stuff, and she would write a table of contents. Was just she would put numbers here and then write a little line, and so she could tell what it was. She'd make the first few pages a table of contents that you can build as you're working, like we've done here, and then each page has a number. So you'd say on page 4 is my recipe for
Duck l'orange.
spatchcocked quail and aioli.
Yeah.
And then you would have the recipe here. And I don't know if you can see, there's a circle here on this page. Can you see it? I don't know.
Not really.
There's a circle there, and it's so you can draw how the plate would be plated, how the dish would be plated. And you've got this all the way through. And then at the back, we've got a lot of handy stuff here. Like it talks about just kind of different fruits and vegetables that are in season in what months in Canada.
Yeah.
It's different in Australia. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you can just look
Also,
at any of the months
Some
in
taste
Australia.
and texture stuff here that kind of gives you an idea of what kind of things taste good with what kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
So Mike and I had fun working on that. Idea about aromatics, just some ideas about cooking. So if you're trying to make a special, You're like, oh, you can kind of look back here and go, oh, right, I remember this, and maybe it'll knock some ideas.
If your brain's
loose in
feeling a
your
little
brain.
slow one day.
All the baking ratios too. So baking is just about ratios, about the ratio of butter and flour and water and yeast and whatnot. So we've got bread and pie crust and pasta.
Oh, it's an awesome
We've
cheat
got a
sheet.
whole bunch of cheat sheets here, so you can just make any amount of any of these products and just follow the
Yeah,
ratios.
you just follow that by weight and you're set.
You know, volume conversions. So in Canada, we use, it seems, in recipes, we use tablespoons and milliliters side by side in the same recipe. I don't know why, but there you go. And temperature conversions, weight conversions, all those things, like all the things you could look up on your phone, but you don't want to put your phone out at work.
Yeah.
So you just have them handy at hand here. And a bit about how to plate food. Here's some Mike's ideas about how to plate food. So it gives you an idea
really like that.
of how to plate something artistically.
Well, you're just having
And
like
I
a
love it.
if you're having a mental
And-
block, it's a good jumping off point.
And in very Mike way, Mike is very anti all of these dishes lately where they plate the things, the food's like completely left justified. And there's like a whole bunch of empty plate in the middle and just like food around the edge. Mike's very anti that. So he's, of course, not included any of those ideas in the plating.
That's funny.
Yeah, and there's how to sharpen your knife, that sort of thing. And I think something I'm really happy with at the end here is some mental health supports. So it looks through provinces and cities and phone numbers and websites you can go to for crisis lines and things like that. Because I know this time of year people can have some wobbles, and this isn't the best time of year for people. And I think too we're starting to realize that with restaurants and cooking, that cooks are often having a hard time. Like,
Yeah.
I know there was a lot of
Well,
time when
just
I
the
had
job on its
some
own
mentally
is super
stressful
hard.
and hard times when I was working as a chef. I had no idea I could call somebody. In fact, I just thought it was weak. It's
Yeah.
not. Mental health is just health. So just remember that.
Yeah.
So there you go. I love these things. Oh, and there's a ruler on the back so you can measure stuff. It goes all the way up to 7 inches. So much more than anybody ever needs, probably. There you go. Anything else you want to talk about? Chopsticks?
Yeah, we got a
always
few
have lots
lo-
of chopsticks. Chopsticks
Yeah.
everybody loves. They fit in a stocking perfectly. And my favorite chopsticks, if you go to the website on chopsticks, my favorite one are the ones that come with a little cloth carrying case. So you guys know, I always have my chopsticks with me.
Yeah.
I've always got little portable, they're not portable chopsticks, they're nice chopsticks, but they just have a little kimono cloth wrapper
Yeah.
that I carry my chopsticks around.
Yeah, so you
because
don't have to use
I'm tired of-
disposable cutlery.
I'm tired of disposable cutlery.
Yeah.
But these ones, of course, I've got, actually, these are the ones I have at home.
Yeah, same.
I got these ones
They're
and
really nice.
I got these ones and the black ones.
Yeah.
With the little black ones, little flowers on them.
Yeah.
So there we go. Chopsticks, always a fun stocking stuffer. Things like board wax. So this is our little blend of beeswax and olive, or not olive oil, sorry.
Mineral oil,
Not
yep.
olive oil. Olive oil
And
is
it's
rancid.
Made in Alberta.
Made in Alberta. Made in Edmonton, Alberta, even by a man with a beautiful mustache. You can use this as mustache wax too to get that curl.
Won't do much.
It
You
won't do
can.
much. It's actually too soft.
You can use it on your
but
knife
it's
handles
really
too.
great for knife handles.
Yeah, especially in Alberta where it's really dry.
I'm posing for photos. I don't know why this guy's taking pictures of me now. It's probably for her website.
And then
Probably
last
for her
thing
blog.
is the
Her
wax
personal
wraps.
blog. This is the guy I work with. I hate this guy. And this one here, you know what? I'm going to hold these up, and you're going to tell me all about these, Nathan.
Wax
'Cause
wraps.
I
So
actually use these at home.
these are made in Canada too. So it's canvas that's been basically impregnated with like a beeswax material.
Yeah.
And so they seal in moisture, but not too much, so they don't prevent mold or rot. And they're just a great way to wrap up cheese or half an avocado, or the bigger ones are good for like big bundles of herbs and asparagus.
Just so you don't need to use saran wrap or
Yeah.
cling film all the
Yeah.
time. And to be honest, these are the best wrappers for cheese.
Yeah.
Cheese
It lets it
needs
breathe.
to breathe, but it doesn't want to get dried out.
Yeah.
And these are the perfect things for cheese. Even if you get them just for cheese,
Yeah.
you'll be happier.
I use the slightly larger ones for
Happier.
sandwiches. Putting over bowls, like if I got some leftovers. Yeah, they're awesome. We've got a question about Hasegawa boards,
Oh yeah.
asking how we feel about them, and we actually just got. We haven't had them for like half a year, but we just got a huge shipment that are sitting in the back. right now.
Today, a little bit late possibly
Yeah.
for our shops, but they're going to head out on Monday to all their stores.
Yeah.
So all of our stores by the end of the week, unless it's Ottawa.
Yeah.
But by the end of next week, all the stores will have Hasegawa boards in, and we'll have them in stock. online as well.
Yeah.
Do you want to pull them up on the website?
Yeah, they're super awesome.
See what's
So,
see what we're talking about.
Did you know that Hasegawa started off as a ski making company, and they developed really good technology for coating wood in rubber because they made skis. So
That's the thing you need
they
to do
thought,
with skis?
hey,
I have different skis than that.
well, yeah, apparently. But they thought, hey, why don't we make a wooden cutting board with rubber on the outside? So it's completely moisture resistant, it's dishwasher friendly, super easy to sanitize, but it won't warp because it has a really sturdy wood core.
Yeah, and I'm told it's got like healing technology. When you cut it, the cuts don't
Yeah.
go so deep or stay.
Yeah.
I've only used a Hasegawa a few times. I like to use wooden boards, but now that we've bought the massive one.
Yeah, like the
And
surfboard size.
I do like to go fishing and sometimes catch a fish that's big. So I'm very excited to use it for that too. So I'm going to become more of an expert with these soon.
Yeah.
I know that guys like Adam in Edmonton and especially Francis in Vancouver love these boards. Alex in Ottawa too.
Francis was just telling me that the surface of these on a micro level is like little pyramids. So when your knife hits it, it slides down the pyramid and it doesn't dull your knife edge as much.
Oh, maybe that's why they don't cut in as well. They kind of deflect some of the energy.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know, man. They really do seem kind of magical boards.
Yeah, we like them. We'll have them back in stock. Oh, they're in stock right now. Look at that.
Online.
They're available online. They'll be in store shortly.
They'll be in the store shortly. By the end of next week, they'll be in the stores. And really cult following on these two. The people that love them. And I've realized I've not used one enough. So I'm going to have to get out there and do it.
Yeah. Okay, we got any other YouTube questions to answer? Ooh, here's a good one. What are our opinion on Yoshimi Kato and Makoto Kurosaki knives? Well, if you go to the blacksmith section on our website, Yoshimi Kato is the first blacksmith listed. There's probably a reason for that.
So, Kato, Yoshimi, his father-in-law, Hirishige, that I knew for years. Anyway, I've been dealing with the Kato family for years and the Kurosakis for years and years. Well,
Yeah,
for
like
15 years
15
now.
years, yeah.
For 15 years now. We buy a ton of knives from these guys. Why? Because we love them. Love them. I think these guys are the real deal. Like, they're the real blacksmiths. They're really doing the work. And, like, it's all done by hand. Hammering, polishing, sharpening, engraving, the whole bit. And, I just think they've got a really great technique going on in Takafu. And I love how the blacksmiths in Takafu, most of them, work together as a collective.
Mm-hmm.
So they have their own brands, they have their own business, right? But they all work together at Knife Village, which acts as a training center for young blacksmiths to come in. Guys like Kurosaki, Makoto and Yu Kurosaki, who both came through Knife Village, and that's where they did their training. So they kind of come up through, Yoshimi actually as well, Yoshimi Kato, came up through the training there. And it's such a great idea, because before, I don't know if you know this, Nathan, before, if you wanted to learn in that area how to be a blacksmith, you would find a blacksmith, which was usually a grouchy old man, that worked in his garage and smoked cigarettes and shouted at you. If you were lucky.
If you're lucky.
And this way.
This is like a chain smoking Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah. Wax
Sounds
on,
great.
wax off. But I don't want to. Too bad. Anyway, now they can go to this really pleasant facility, this modern facility in Takafu, and learn from not just one blacksmith, but a fleet of blacksmiths and a bunch of sharpeners and engravers, and learn from a lot of people, and actually have a lot of peers in there that you're learning with, right?
Yeah.
Like in your first year, there will be 12th year apprentices there. So you can learn from all of them and the masters. Like it's just a really great system. So any knives from Takafu I think are great, and I love what they're doing there. And with respect to the Kurosakis and the Katos, great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Makoto is more of a sharpener.
Yeah. Which
than a blacksmith.
some people don't realize is just as important a job as the blacksmithing.
I'll tell you what, the blacksmiths will tell you that being a blacksmith is the most important, and the sharpeners will say being sharpener is the most important, because that's what a knife is supposed to be, is sharp. And then if you talk to Yamamoto from Yamakin, the knife, like the big handle maker, he's like, handle's the most important. So there you go.
But the
blacksmith
interesting
is
thing
the most
about
important
the sharpener,
part of
like
blacksmith.
obviously you have to forge and heat treat well, but you also have to like grind the knife to make it look pretty
You have
and
to
to
grind the knife
have a nice
properly,
bevel.
and
And
you have to make sure it's perfectly straight too, right?
Yeah.
So something that we never talk about, actually, when we're talking about making knives, is how much effort has gone into keeping the knife straight at every post. So after forging, excuse me, most blacksmiths will have their knife forged and it'll be very, very straight before heat treating. Then they'll straighten it again after heat treating, and they'll do annealing. They'll straighten after annealing, then they'll go to grinding, and they straighten it after grinding, then they go to sharpening, they straighten after sharpening, go polishing, straighten after polishing. After engraving, they'll straighten the knife.
yeah,
Like, because doing all these things to a piece of steel is really rough on
yeah, it's like
right?
stresses the steel out.
And if you ever watch a blacksmith, the steel doesn't stay straight when they're hammering it. It just bends and curves and twists and does all kinds of stuff, right? So straightening is really, really important. So you'll find that all the way through each process they're straightening. I don't know why I'm talking about straightening knives with such passion right now, but I am.
Yeah,
There you go.
it's an important part of the job. But yeah,
Maybe my meds wore off.
Chris, right? Gotta keep that ADD in check. But Makoto-san,
Good beer. I mean,
tasty.
I'm not having a second.
Yeah, no.
But if I was, that would be a good one.
Speaking of straightening, so Makoto-san makes
Okay.
great knives. This is one we got from the garage
Do
sale.
not ask me how he gets that pattern. See that up on the spine where there's no Damascus, and see down in the sharpened bevel in Shinogi where there's no Damascus, yet there's clearly Damascus there.
Yeah.
On the... Now to when
Crazy.
I have theories about how he makes this, but Makoto's kept himself pretty quiet how this is made. I don't know who's forging it. I know that he's sharpening it, and I don't know what's going on. Blacksmiths sometimes like to keep secrets.
Yeah.
But that, I believe, is a 5-layered, not a 3-layered knife.
Oh.
So I believe the 2 outside layers are very, very thin and Damascus steel.
Yeah.
And then it's got 2 non-Damascus layers, and then,
Yeah.
of course, the core steel in the middle.
Yeah.
But I've never seen a knife like that. It's
Yeah.
like, it's really cool. So again, if anybody's looking for a gift to buy me,
That's the one to get.
that one with the wild Damascus on it from Makoto is a great choice.
Well, I was just going to say, if anybody needs something to watch on this Friday night after this live stream, we have a couple documentaries on our YouTube channel that we made.
Oh, pull those up so you can show them.
Yeah, we can hopefully.
Anyway, we made,
We don't get
we
Owen
made 2
yelling at-
documentary films with a guy named Kevin Coswin up in Edmonton. And
What?
the first one, called Springhammer, kind of looks at the past, present, and future of blacksmithing in Japan. And the second one is called, and this is really creative, it's called Springhammer 2.
Yeah.
We worked hard on the name. And it's more or less follows the steps of making a knife. So it's like, you do this, do. And we kind of show, we talk about and show each of the processes with the blacksmiths we work with. And all the way through, there's little interviews with them for them to talk about their philosophy of their thinking about knife making or their history, how they got into it, that sort of thing. And Shibata-san, that you saw there right on the cover of Springhammer 2 right there. Well, no, that's not him,
Yeah,
but there he
that's
is
him.
there. He steals the show both times.
Yeah.
He is such a great guy, really thinks deeply about knives, thinks deeply about culture, thinks deeply about history. And well, we're back in my living room. Look at that. One day I'll read you stories by this fire. Anyway, this has gone off the rails. I'm Kevin at Knifewear. We have Japanese kitchen knife shops in Canada, in Edmonton, Ottawa, Vancouver, and Calgary, where I am right now.
And soon to be.
And soon to be Toronto. Soon to be Toronto. So watch for Toronto in the spring. If you're in Toronto and you tell us where I should put the shop, tell me now. Put it in the comments and tell me what you think of Leslieville.
Leslieville.
Yeah, I can see the good and bad about Leslieville, but I keep seeing good in my mind. But I'm not from Toronto, so you gotta let me know. Also,
Yeah, because we're not looking to be in like the bougiest
no,
neighborhood.
we
in
don't need to
Toronto.
be the coolest neighborhood. We need to be in a neighborhood that we like, that the
Yeah.
staff like working in, the staff
Yeah.
like going to, and a place that customers like going
Yeah,
to.
maybe cool
Like, I
and
know
up and coming.
we used to put our Knifewear pop-up a block from Hastings in Maine in Vancouver, and it
That was fun.
It was a bit spicy, right? It
Yeah.
was maybe not the best.
Maybe a little
place.
too much spice.
It was too much,
Yeah.
right?
We're looking for Frank's Red Hot. not.
So we want
Not like ghost
someplace
pepper
that's
sauce.
cool, maybe, but not doesn't have to be quite that cool.
Yeah.
If that's cool, it doesn't have to be quite that spicy. So, like I said, I'm Kevin. We have stores, but if you're not in a city, we can go to one of our stores. Now's a great time. So this is our home shopping network
Or
show.
if
So
you're
this is a
in one
great
of our
time.
cities and you're just
Nathan, I'm talking.
you don't want to, but you
The
don't want
voice
to
you
drive
hear-
or you
voice
don't want
hear
to
over
park.
here
Or,
from Nathan. Just Nathan, you have your chance. You're not even on screen. He's like the director, the producer. I don't know what he is. This guy, what's his role?
Brand communication.
What's his role in this production?
Nathan.
His role is Nathan.
Bully.
And he's doing a very good job of it. He's bullying me. He's made me get him beer twice. He's a terrible man. What I'm saying is, if
Beer's
you
not
can't
getting
get
itself,
to one
Kevin.
of our stores, if you can't get one of our stores, ask questions now. We're going to talk about knives and help you buy the knife. We'll show you how to use the website to narrow it down and all of that. And Nathan wanted to talk about parking.
well, no, I was just gonna say like this isn't just for people who don't live in Calgary, Edmonton, Ottawa, or Vancouver, where we have stores. It's also for people who live in those cities and don't want to drive down, can't,
Why? Because it's
are
minus
too busy
26 today?
right? Minus 26 before the wind chill.
Celsius. And if you're in America and you refuse to learn what Celsius is, and you must work in Fahrenheit,
It's like minus 100.
A lot. Cold.
How many
What's
degrees
minus
Kelvin?
26? What's minus 26 in Fahrenheit?
Like -5.
-5?
Yeah.
Doesn't sound very cold.
It doesn't.
So it's only -5 if you in Fahrenheit. So that's really easy.
Yeah,
There's
and
minus
freedom
26
units.
in Celsius. That's really cold. There
In
you go.
gigantic floppy Celsius units.
Celsius floppy Celsius units. Right, and all the prices you see on our website that we talk about today is Canadian dollars.
Yeah.
So if you're buying in US dollars, for example, or euros or pounds, make that number smaller.
Yeah.
Because your currencies are stronger than our tiny, cute little Canadian dollars. So cute, so tiny.
If you have questions, if you need help Christmas shopping, pop your questions in the comments. But I wanted to get to another comment or another question that we had from Instagram this week. Diego was asking, my roommate keeps using my Masakage. Yeah, been there, Diego. Do you have a knife that looks just as nice, but they won't destroy, and they won't use mine?
So Diego, where's Diego from?
Didn't say.
Didn't say.
Yeah,
Well, Diego,
didn't give
hope
her a
you're
location.
watching. Here's the thing. You have roommates and they're using your knives. And they're awful roommates. We've all been there. So they're using their knives. It says you're being rough. I'm guessing they're like cutting rocks and throwing them in the dishwasher and just being rotten. And I get it. You want to protect your Masakage knife, but you still want to have a knife there that's like a decoy to trick them, right? Like I would think you might want to. Well, maybe that, but you know what? Here, back it up.
What do you
Nathan.
think?
Why don't you go to our little finder there and pick 210 to 235. Pick that size. Pick under $100,
Oh, we got one option.
and then pick $100 to $200, and then go to the bottom
Yeah.
and go stainless steel makeup. Go stainless steel.
Life hacks with
Okay.
Kevin Kent.
And now, Diego, here we go. I've put it into our machine, and it spit out these ideas for you. Because I'm thinking you don't want to break the bank, right? But you want to give them something they think is cool, so they'll use it. But stay away from yours. And
That's a pretty stunning knife.
Seki Kanetsugu VG2.
Yeah.
VG2 steel, not quite as hard as a VG10, which works in your advantage because harder steel's chippy easier generally. And this one, I know talking about steel, this steel's hard and this steel's soft. I know it doesn't make sense to some people, but it's right. You know, this is less hard, this VG2 steel. And a less hard steel means it's less likely to chip. And that's what you want. You want a knife that's going to be more forgiving. So this guy here looks the biz. Like if you zoom in on that, Nathan, see how cool it looks, right? They've got the, look at that. Oh! They've got all the different size Tsuchimi hammers. So they've used different size hammers to make different size spots on there. And that finish is called Tsuchimi, or means hammered. So they've used a little ball peen hammer. And went, ding, 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 ding,
Yes,
ding,
I was
with
very
that texture.
Tsuchime last night.
Nathan was very Tsuchimi last night. Oh my god. And, this is the one with the fun handle, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this is a 7-sided handle. and it's got that cool angle on the back. Everything about this handle and this knife I like, but the handle's a very strange shape. And I remember the first time I looked at it, I thought, that's going to be super uncomfortable. And then I picked it up and went, oh yeah, that's great.
It's super awesome.
I actually think you're going to see more 7-sided handles coming out. Because I just think they feel good and they look good.
I'm surprised it's taken us this long to see one.
So Diego,
Yeah.
there you go. Something like this I think would be great for you. If
guess-
you're watching, just pop in follow-up questions if you have them.
Yeah, I guess 7's bad luck in Japan, so maybe that's why you don't see as many.
I don't know what Nathan's
Yeah.
talking about. Nathan's talking about nonsense. Don't listen to him. He's not even here.
Okay, this is
He's
one
at
of my
home.
other ones.
He's at home. He's on my speakerphone. How do you keep
Speakers on the
moving?
phone sounds great.
Man, this is such a great knife. This is such a great knife for so many levels of gift, right? It looks cool, right? It looks super cool. It's got a Western handle, so it doesn't feel too unusual to people if they're
Yeah.
used to a Western handle knife. And again, it's made with AUS 8, I think, AUS 8, which is actually one of the
Yep.
stainless and robust.
Yeah.
AUS 8 I've used, one of my first Japanese knives was made with my first Yanagiba was that, and I've never chipped that knife.
I wonder why.
It's because it's more robust.
It's also not, I mean, I don't know if this will tell you, I won't really tell you much, but it's not crazy thin. Like
Yeah,
if
they
you
haven't
chop through a
sharpened it.
lobster, you'll probably chip it, but
Yeah, well, don't do that.
but if you scrape it a little bit on the cutting board
Here's
and
the
like
thing. Here's the thing with cutting with a Japanese knife. Only cut something if you're willing to bite it with your own teeth, right? And unless you're that guy that opens beer bottles with your teeth, then you have to use like.
don't give that
somebody
guy a
else's-
knife for
So
Christmas.
you got to use somebody else's idea.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
the sort of thing you can bite? But like things like shells and hard seeds and olive pits and lobsters. Like, don't cut any of those things.
How would people know what they should cut with their knife, Kevin?
Cut food?
It's like there's this thing that comes in the box with their knife.
Nathan's whispering in your microphone. I think Nathan wants to tell me that I should talk about. Dun, dun, dun.
It's an important part of giving a gift is
Yeah.
letting the person know what they can and can't do with their new knife and how to use it.
So here we go. So each knife from Knifewear comes with this little thing here. We call it care letter. The front of it, it says Haruyuki Soba. Shows the little robot guy. That's their emblem. And then it tells you some information about the knife, like it's a Rockwell hardness of 60 to 62. Would you look at that? But anyway, it tells you a little story about the knife here, so you can understand what you've got in your hand and understand something about it. And on the back, it tells you how to take care of your knife. So it says this one's stainless steel. You're not going to have rusting issues, but this is what you should do. Use a cutting board. Cut away first. So it's just got a lot of really good ideas of how to get the most out of your knife, how to make sure it doesn't get damaged, how to keep it sharp. So it shows you how to use a honing rod again here. And then right at the bottom, whoa, on the front, what does that say? 1 free knife sharpening. Because all the knives you buy from Knifewear, and this is because the first time I bought a Japanese knife, I dulled it pretty quick because I did some dumb things, and then I also chipped it. So,
Speaking from experience,
all of the knives we sell, we've always done this. The first sharpening, and if you need to repair because maybe you've finally learned what's the limits of your knife,
chips happen.
chips happen.
Yep.
We'll do the first repair for free. So the first time you bring it for sharpening or repair, it's free. It's like your get out of jail free card, which is great.
Yep.
So if you've done something silly and chipped it right away, bring it in, we'll fix it. We'll tell you about why it happened and how to prevent that from happening in the future. And if it just goes dull after a year or two, bring it in.
Yeah.
We'll sharpen it. It'll be good as new when you go off, and you get another 1 or 2 perfect years out of it. And there. So all the knives come with one of these, and it tells you again a little information about the knife maker or the blacksmith, a little bit of information about the knife, tells you what the engraving on it says, and on the back it tells you how to use and clean and store, how to keep it like how to hone it with the honing rod, keep it sharp, and then the bottom it says on this side it says free sharpening. On the bottom on this side it says go to our YouTube and find out how to care for your Japanese knives. And I see Nathan has queued it up, so if you put that on the background,
Yeah.
Nathan.
Well, I was just gonna say, if you sign up
got
for
a
a
great
mailing
video. There we
list,
go.
if you sign up for a mailing list when you buy a knife, we'll send you an email shortly after that says, "Hey, congrats on your new knife. Here's all the things you should and shouldn't do with it. Here's some knife skills, and some helpful articles." But we've also, if you go to knifewear.com/care, it'll take you to this page. We've got a nice video of that one, how to care for your new Japanese knife. Little knife skills, how to cut like a chef. This is like a condensed form of our class that we do in store. And how to use a hunting rod.
Well, it's very Owen-centric.
Yeah.
I just had
That Owen's good at
I
explaining.
just had a really good Christmas party with Owen and his team in Vancouver. The
Oh,
other day.
nice.
We had so much fun. We went to Fable Kitchen.
Mm,
They were so good. They just like rolled out all the nice stuff for us.
that's awesome. That's awfully nice then.
It was awesome. And they brought me as much Riesling as I wanted.
Oh no.
Nah, I didn't want very much.
That's good.
I was being very good.
Because I would want 5 liters of Riesling and that would end poorly.
Nathan and I discovered, though, and this is a true fact, that if you must drink wine, Riesling is the most healthful of all wines. Yeah, and gin is the most healthful of all spirits. So if you're feeling really hungover in London, for example, if you're in London, England,
And you've drank 2 bottles of
maybe you
Buffalo
went out
Trace.
to a whiskey bar and you accidentally played whiskey roulette and won a free bottle of whiskey.
A free bottle of whiskey.
And then you accidentally win a second free bottle of whiskey. There was 3 of us. We won 2 bottles of whiskey.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't let it take us with us, so we had to consume it before we left. But they would turn it into cocktails for us.
Yeah. So I just drank
my
50
buddy
whiskey
Ben-
sours.
My buddy Ben would walk up and he's like, "Oh, that's our bottle back there. Could you make me 20 whiskey sours, please?"
You know, it feels pretty great to carry 20 whiskey sours through a bar.
We walk through this train, just stop at tables. Free drinks, anybody?
Call now
We
for
don't want to
whiskey
talk to you.
sours.
We just want to give these away.
Oh yeah, those girls want to talk to us. We're like, no, we don't.
No, no, no. That wasn't why we gave you drinks.
Please
We
go
just,
away.
we just
want
need
to
help.
have 1 free drink because we can't drink 2 bottles of whiskey, and then we want to be left alone also.
Yeah. Oh boy. All right, I got
All right.
another question from Instagram. I don't know if you have any from YouTube, Sky, but I got one from Steven in LA. It was asking, my husband already has a lot of knives. Sounds like a real knife nerd. I'm not
What?
sure what to get him.
Does it say what knives he has?
No, just
All
a
right,
lot.
So she says, my husband has a lot of knives.
Yeah.
What should I get him? Well, here's the thing. You should get him 1 more, obviously, because knives are great.
Yeah.
I would almost say go over to our sister store, Kent of Bingo, to get a pocket knife. I would almost say kentofingo.com.
Go over
Click
here.
on
It says,
outdoors.
Yeah,
wherever
folding
they carry
knives.
There, folding knives. And then, oh, my knife.
I would go and pick one of these James
Oh my
brand
God.
knives.
Okay. Nathan's going to have to tell me a little bit more about James knives from experience because my James knife, and I'm. Nathan's laughing because he knows. Folding knife makers love me because I buy their knife and often lose them right before. I don't know. I just often lose them. But my James, I had a James knife. I had
Oh, you
the
didn't have
one with
this
the
one.
little
This is
green
one I've got.
guy on it. No, not that guy. I had that one. That's the one I had.
This is their most popular one for sure.
Oh, is it? Oh. Yeah, and I had it with the black blade too.
Oh, the black on black. That's a nice one.
And it was so cool.
Yeah.
And I owned it for days before I lost it.
Multiple, like at least 2 or 3 days.
Days.
Yeah.
I couldn't. The time I owned that knife, I couldn't call it weeks. The brief moment I had it, I loved it. And I thought the price was not insane, like $175 for a solid knife like that. I liked the edge it had. I liked the shape of it. I liked how it looked when it was out. I liked how the clip clipped in my pocket. I liked everything about it. Unfortunately, I didn't like how long I kept it. I'm really bad. And it's become such a joke with the staff. Every time I fly, I forget my knife is in my pocket and I just have to give it to the guys there or mail it back. So now when I get stuck again, well, you know this, Nathan, I mail it back to the knife store in Calgary and I address it to Kasumi,
Yeah.
our manager. She's worked with us now 13 years. So she's had so many of my pocket knives addressed to her. She offers to sell them back to me. She's terrible.
Amazing.
Anyway, I would say if you've got too many knives,
Get
I don't
one
know
more.
what to get one more. But
Yeah.
Get pocket
Get pocket
knives.
knives.
Oh.
James brand balances like good looks, great feel in the hand, and really high quality materials. So your blade's going to be crazy sharp and stay crazy sharp. The handle's going to be super rugged and durable, but it's just going to look and feel great. Like, it's just a very satisfying knife to hold and use.
It is. You know what? Sometimes you pick something up. Do you ever pick up a product and just go immediately, no, this is really nice? Even if you don't know anything about the product. Like, if you picked up one of those James knives and you opened it and closed it a few times and used it to cut something, you would go, actually, this is a really nice thing.
Yeah.
Right? It's just something innate. We know when we are holding or using a quality product, even if we don't know much about the product. We know if it's cheap or if it's well made. And those ones just give off that air of well made. And they look cool. I like them stylish. They look great.
So I know you're not going to plug this, so I'm going to do it for you. If you've got somebody in your life, like Steven, it sounds like your husband is a bit of a knife nerd, you could get the Knife Nerd Guide to Japanese Knives.
I wrote a book.
Written by Kim and Ken.
Nominated for 3 awards. Won 0 awards. Although Visti won a number of awards for the photography.
I mean, it's really good
The
photography.
photos are great. There's sheep on his motorcycle. Come on. How cool is that?
Yeah.
So yeah, we went and interviewed and worked with and photographed a bunch of the blacksmiths that we work with and put them in the book.
I
and
love the
talked
long
about how
exposures he did on the blacksmith, so you
with
see
the
the
sparks
sparks
and
flying.
stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
And yeah, we just got some great pictures. It's just like it's like I wanted to kind of pull the curtain back and let people see inside of these blacksmiths' lives and their skills and their theories and their philosophies. And yeah, so there you go. And if you want a signed one, I have a special pen that I like signing things.
Oh, very nice.
And I'll even sign it and just say you want to sign it. I'll make sure that we sign it for you.
Yeah. Leave a note at checkout.
But
And
you
give
might
it
want an
inside.
unsigned one because they're more rare.
All right. Another good thing you can get a Knife Nerd is a sharpening stone set, because I might not have that yet.
And all of the Knifewear brand stones are on sale this month.
Yeah.
And I know why
20%
that
off.
is, because we made some kind of
We
a
love them
mistake.
so much.
Yeah, we placed one of our quarterly orders twice.
Cool.
And we have lots of sharpening stones.
Nice.
So there you go. And I like the packaging. Mason has done well on the packaging with the sake cups and,
Yeah.
and the tuna fish
And the oni, which you can
ramen
see on
and
our very
the
cool
oni.
shirts.
Yeah. I just think they look cool.
Okay, that brings me to my last suggestion, Stephen, for your husband is if your husband is like a real Knifewear fan specifically, like really likes to get knives from us, maybe get him one of these cool new shirts that we have.
Listen,
You guys?
when I first saw those, like the designs, and you said, "Oh, we're gonna put onis down the sleeve," I said, "That sounds stupid." It's my favorite shirt.
Yeah. I also like this one.
Yeah, and spoiler alert: I'm writing a new book. That's Mason, who does our designs.
Yeah.
Oh, look at him, such a model. You guys
I think Sam looking
you guys
cool.
drinking that day?
No, he just, he was vibing with it that day. I was
He's just
like,
so
hey,
excited about his new shirt.
my model didn't show up. He was like, I'll do it. And I was like,
He was excited because somebody's taking his picture, not him taking my picture.
yeah, no. And then he made me Photoshop out his nipples.
It's like Barbie.
True story. Yeah.
Hey, you got one of them.
I don't know,
Yeah.
Hi, Mason.
Well,
If
that
you're
is
watching.
quite a story. If you're watching, that is quite a story.
Sorry,
I see there's people that have comments. Anyway, is there any comments or questions we should address, or are they all just like Don Penny saying?
Oh, there's a good one
Is it
about.
just like Don Penny saying, "I bit a snake once"?
Yeah.
Tell Kevin to come over to my place for barbecue next time he's in Ottawa.
It looks like Don Penny is like kind of chomping at the bit for something that cuts beets specifically.
That was.
You want a knife that cuts beets, Don?
Yeah.
I suggest a kitchen knife.
Well, Don had a great comment
Don,
about
what do you want to
staining.
do with the beets?
Because you wouldn't want to use your Yuki to cut a beet and
Oh.
then turn that handle. Well, maybe you would want to turn your handle pink.
That's actually a great idea, and that's actually what I did with my Kiri, which has the same
Oh,
handle.
really?
So, oh my god, this was really stupid. So I brought home this new Masakagi Kiri. Maybe we can pull the knife up.
What shape?
I brought home a Sentoku because this was back in sample days, like when we were still trying to work on this knife lines. I worked with Masakagi really closely with their knife lines. Anyway, we were designing it. So I brought this knife home, with this white whole wood handle. It's very
Beautiful handle.
beautiful white handle. And the first thing I did was I cut up a bunch of beets. And I'd been... Anyway, the handle was like totally stained purple and pink from where I was holding the handle, and I had it on my hands. And my wife said something along the lines of, "Are you really smart?" That's what she said. "You're super smart, and you make really good choices.
Yeah.
You're super smart, make good."
So Don, don't get this one.
So Don, you're right. Don't get that one. If you're worried about staining, like get one with a dark handle, like any of the rosewood handles that aren't rosewood anymore. What do they call wenge? They use wenge, and they use.
I would also
Same
pick
as
something
maple?
pretty thin because beets.
Beets are heavy.
Beets are dense.
Dense, yes. You don't want something that gets wedged in there. Actually, I might even look at the time if the Hojo Kobo is a really thin blade.
Yeah.
And the way that handle's polished, it might not get stained.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of toasted, right? So I wonder if it absorbs. I don't actually know.
I don't know.
Yeah. Nice and
Don
thin.
Penny, I knew you were out there, Don Penny.
Lurking.
He's like the most incredible guy, though. Do you know he did Arctic exploration? And he didn't lead it, but he was on an expedition that went north without any animal assist, and they did all on skis.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah, that's
if you're
why
full of
he's
shit or not.
lost some of his toes on that expedition.
Ah.
He also did. He also went down to Marianas Trench, free dived.
Right. As you do.
See, he got out of the submarine and just swam to the top.
Okay, boiled beets for pickling.
Oh, Don, you're making boiled beets for pickling? I'll
Yeah.
be straight over. Oh my god, I like boiled beets.
Okay, well, I would go for
get something with a Western handle.
Yeah.
And get a 150 mil petty.
Mm.
And something stainless. And then you don't have to worry about staining and all of that. And you want something thin like the... What are we talking here?
Okay, hold up.
Oh.
We're looking for a patty.
You want the red handle Takemura. Akagohan.
Mm-hmm.
Get that. Don Penny, get the 150 Takemura Akagohan.
All right, we're not finding it.
Or I keep seeing Aka.
Oh, the one that sold out, that one.
Oh, don't get that one, Don. Okay, it's sold out currently, Don. Don't get
This
that.
Kato. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that's a good one too. And I like that handle.
Mm-hmm.
I like that red and black handle.
Mm-hmm.
There's only 4 left. We don't get these all the time because he doesn't make a full line of them. So we just kind of get them for garage sale and they come and go.
Yeah, every now and then.
And I love the pattern on it. And have you noticed that pattern's changed a bit lately? So
No.
Oh, the pattern's very different now than it was. The pattern used to be more, to take a Shiba word, standard.
Ah.
And now it's more cool. Yeah. He's I don't know exactly what he's done, but he's changed the way they make those. And they're like a lot more swirls. Used to look more like kind of bullet holes, but now it's a lot more swirls, which is cool.
Mm.
Anyway, I'm getting the hand signal here. I'm supposed to tell you guys that I'm Kevin at Knifewear. I'm not some gamer. Although this looks like a gamer. Oh,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
now,
Whoa, is that
but it
Ninja?
did.
Jeez.
It did look like a gamer studio where I was like on a green screen. You could see the website behind me. But I'm Kevin at Knifewear. We have Japanese kitchen knife stores in Calgary, Edmonton, Ottawa, and Vancouver in Canada. We've got www.knifewear.com online. And you're watching our home shopping network where you can ask questions and I can help you find knives for gifts. That was kind of the plan.
It's only kind of gone off the rails.
It's only kind of gone off the rails a lot. I've been drinking local beer, apparently, and I had too much coffee earlier, so everything was crazy to begin with. And then Nathan and Sky have already worked a full day, so they're not being helpful. They're just like, ugh. Act more, be better. That's what Sky keeps saying to me. She's got 2 signs. One says act more and one says be better.
Precisely what's happening.
So that's what I'm saying. It's 2 people behind the scenes here. We got Sky with her signs telling me to act more, be better. And then every now and again you hear a voice. But it's like, it's not God. It's not like a God voice. It's just Nathan. He's just over there.
Easy mistake to make.
He's over there pushing buttons. Pushing my buttons often. And so, yeah. Ask questions. Listen, nobody's asking a whole lot of questions.
We got a good one here, which I think is totally worth talking about.
Why did the curie prices go up so much? That has to do with why did prices just in general.
Yeah,
sadly.
It's this wonderful thing we love called inflation.
Yeah, the curies were one of the knives that should have gone up in price years ago, and Kato-san never really he liked keeping them inexpensive, and it was like kind of a point of pride. But it just kind of got to a point.
Yeah, sometimes you take a look at the price you're paying for steel and the price you're paying for handles and the price you're paying for your apprentices, and you go, "Oh God, I better."
Yeah,
I'm going
it's
broke.
One of those things, and I'm sorry to say, I think there's going to be more price increases this year too.
Yeah.
So 2023 is when I think we're going to start seeing the crunch of inflation internationally. So worldwide inflation, and like there's shipping woes and there's inventory woes, and I think we're going to see all of that expressed in prices of things in 2023. So I don't want to say it, but it's probably
we try to be hopeful around here, but
probably best to talk about it. Expect prices to go up in 2023 because I know that raw materials are going up in price in Japan, and
there's a lot of stuff that's harder to get these days.
Yeah,
for many reasons.
So sadly, that's a thing. Sorry about that.
Oh, do we stock?
But the curies were woefully underpriced.
Yeah.
Like they were such a smoking deal, but they weren't. I don't think they weren't priced fairly for cattle.
No. Here's a good question from another one from Moo Cows. Do you guys usually stock Wakuis, knives from Wakui-san, outside of Maker's Month, Small Maker's Month / garage sale?
Well, yes, when we can.
Oh, that one sold out.
Here's the thing. See, this is the problem.
Uh-oh. Is this going to keep happening? Oh, that one sold out too.
Yeah. So
yep.
Here's the problem. This is why we've started Small Makers Month, and why one of the reasons we do garage sale is because because we have 5 physical stores, 6 soon when we open Toronto, and a busy online store. No, we got 5, so 6. We'll have 7 stores.
Well, and also just Japanese knives are way more popular than they've ever been.
Well, that's the thing. So I think what's really important is we work with a lot of small makers, and we always wanted to find a way to celebrate some small makers that just don't make enough knives for us to stock 6 stores 12 months a year. And Wakui's one of them. So, for example, Wakui, if we bought all of his production for 1 year, we would still run out of knives. We wouldn't. He just doesn't make enough for our 6 hungry stores. So what do we do instead? We invent things like Small Makers Month and garage sale, where we can still feature knives from these guys, but people understand that it's more seasonal. Think about it like asparagus, right? Comes in season, it goes away. I know you can buy asparagus in November and December, but that's flown in and it's terrible. I mean, like local stuff, right? And sadly, or happily, whatever, this is a way that we can offer his knives to our customers, but hopefully our customers forgive us when they're out of stock at other times, like they are right now. Boo. So stick around if you want to buy a Wakui knife, if you're really interested. There's always a button that says, there isn't a button on this page. Aha. Oh, that's because it's in stock. If it's out of stock, there should be a button that says notify me when it's available. And if you press that button and put your details in, you'll get an email as soon as the knife is in stock again. And that's a really great way to get knives that you wouldn't normally be able to get because they're always out of stock.
Here's kind of more of a Naoto question, but
I'm Naoto. I want to train Naoto to sharpen.
Oh yeah? Okay, who forges the blades for Akafusa?
I don't know. I don't buy Akafusa.
All right, there you go.
Problem solved.
Ask Naoto when he's around.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, well, here. Thing is, you would have to tell me which Akafusa knife. I actually know a lot about Akafusa knives. Some of them are made by a guy named Hokiyama. Some of them are made by a guy named Takamura. Some of them are made by this guy in Seki who doesn't operate under his own name. I know a bit about Akafusa knives, and you'd have to be specific. And probably the best thing is ask the person you're buying them from. So we don't sell them.
Hey Kevin, I got a little surprise for you. But I asked Guy to get ready.
Present?
Yeah, well, I know.
Oh, Nathan.
You know,
Thank
you've been talking a lot this year about your favorite band, and so I actually got a special album cover done.
Which band is my favorite band?
A special album cover. Do we have that, Sky?
Which is my favorite
Yeah,
band?
here you go.
Oh, the Beatles. Yes, I'm a big fan of the Beatles. Yeah.
Well, I've actually got you in your favorite movie too. Yeah, that one.
Can I sit in the captain's seat? Can you like put me in there one day?
Yeah.
Oh, you're in it.
Like, everything is fine. I'm in my own memes. I don't know where I am.
This is
You're in the
RuPaul's
workroom.
Drag Race.
I'm in RuPaul's Drag Race.
This
I've
is
never
for me,
even
not
seen
for
the show. And I'm there. Look at me. Am I in The Shining? I'm at St. John Restaurant. I used to work here. Actually, this is Bread and Wine. I didn't work at this one.
Well, that's a Google too.
I'm on the dude's bowling team. That's good.
This is our Christmas present
That's
for
good.
you.
This is you're putting me in all my favorite places. Thanks, guys. Oh, and I'm back in the Beatles, my favorite band. My favorite band. You know what I like on that every Beatles song is like right at the end when they shut up and the song's over. That's my favorite part. My favorite part. So the Beatles, can't stand them. Put your comments down below about how dumb you are and how much you love the Beatles, and we'll ignore those.
Akafusa. Sakimaru Tsujihiki 240.
I don't
Don't know.
know about exactly. Just talk to the guy you buy it from.
Yep.
Maybe one from Instagram then.
Yeah, we got. Or was that the one that Charminator wanted to
Maybe I
special
need to
order?
talk about more stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. So I think that was about. Charminator had a question about custom ordering a knife we used to sell.
What is that?
The Sakimaru Tsujihiki. Which one? Because Sakimaru is a style, right?
Yeah, it's from I know what he's talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, those were made by Takamura.
I
I
see.
know it's exactly which.
Oh, okay. I had no idea.
These are knives. Yeah, these are knives we carried.
Yeah.
Probably before you, Nathan, and you were what?
I don't
You've
remember
been here for what, 9 years?
10.
10 years.
Yep.
Who are you?
Yeah.
You've been around as a customer for a
Yeah.
long time.
If you're ever looking to get a knife that we maybe don't have in stock, shoot us an email, hello@knifewear.com.
hello@knifewear.com,
and we
if
can
it's- and if you need to
look
dig
into
through
it.
the vaults and say, Kevin knows who it is or what it is.
Yeah. Because I had no idea.
Yeah, like,
and I know
that
most
was
of
a long
the
time ago,
stuff.
was Akafusas.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were made by Takamura, and I would love to get those again. They're also called Uchigumo.
Yes, I would love to get this. We get a lot of questions. When are you getting Uchigumo, Hannah? And,
My answer
we
is...
say, hopefully.
No, man, I'd love to get them
Hopefully
one day.
sometime, yeah.
I think Takamura
man.
makes those to sell directly to chefs out of his store now.
Yeah, sadly.
Sadly.
Well, Jenny in Calgary, in Calgary, Alberta, look at that, had a question.
Hey, Jenny.
Hello.
Jenny. Are you Jenny from the cookbook company?
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
She used to have a really famous dad.
Oh.
Dressed up in underwear
Yeah.
and beat up people in a
Yeah,
square
yeah.
ring.
Oh,
Anyway.
Cool.
Yes, we have some of those Hart families.
Well, maybe it's
here.
Jenny Hart, yeah. Jenny's dad loves to barbecue and has a
And
smoker.
wrestle.
Tag team with Hulk Hogan. Jenny's dad loves to barbecue and has a smoker. So I'm guessing like real barbecue, like brisket and that kind of stuff. I'd like to get him some accessories
No.
for barbecuing.
Okay. Here's the thing. Someone likes to barbecue. You need a 360 millimeter Moritaka slicer. And if you don't believe me, ask Don Penny. He's hanging around here. If he's not off Arctic
Of course
Exploring
Don
or
has this
fighting,
knife.
or fighting the Loch Ness Monster. He's got a picture of Loch Ness Monster, Don Penny, that he took on an iPhone 4. If you can believe it.
I have a picture of the Loch Ness Monster too.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
You're just trying to be cool, Nathan. You're not.
Oh, there's one.
There's one.
Anyways, it doesn't look long in this photo, but this
No.
is a long
That's a
knife.
huge knife. It's 16 inches long.
Yeah.
That is such a great slicer. If you know somebody who likes to barbecue, that's the knife you want.
Yeah.
But if you want accessories for barbecue, we had those really great...
I really like these really manly
the
cooking
King
tweezers.
tongs.
Yeah.
Do you know what we should do? Can we queue up the King Tong ad?
Might be on that computer still from Garage Sale.
Perhaps.
Maybe.
Well, we're trying out new software today, which hopefully I look better than usual.
Which,
for our
yeah,
stuff,
right?
Because we tried out new software. I think it's.
I mean,
better.
you look like a Lego man for the Garage Sale one, so I think you look better.
Whoa! Look at the new feature
Whoa.
Sky found.
Into the multiverse.
She can just press buttons to
Yeah.
make things happen and make me go, hey. Anyway, barbecue stuff. Those really long King Tongs are great. I like those little prep trays, Nathan. Can you find those prep
Oh,
trays?
we just got the bigger ones in.
Yeah, we did. They're
Yeah.
really good. The smaller one's good too.
I can still spell. Good.
Yoshikawa.
There we go.
Yeah. Oh, that's just the one with the. Oh, that's. Oh,
Oh,
that's the
these
one
guys
you
with the-
love.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
Yes. So
Those are cool, but
these trays that we've got on the screen there, it's a stainless steel tray and it's got a mesh basket that fits in it. So you can actually salt meat or fish and put it on there, and then the liquid that drains out
yeah,
through the basket.
you put it in this basket and
doesn't
then it
stay-
sits.
Doesn't sit in the
in this
the
guy.
liquid. And such a great maneuver.
There we go. There's a top-down shot of how it works.
I also
Very
used
cool.
mine for breading stuff the other day.
Mm.
So I dredged them in the flour and then
Then you shake it off.
Shook it off.
Oh.
Yeah, it was great.
Oh.
No, but the ones I was talking about, Nathan, were the prep trays that have all the little containers in them. So it's a large
Yeah.
tray, and
Yeah.
then it's got all these little containers in them, so you can put all your prepped items in.
Sky, do you remember the company that you just took photos of those? Do you remember the company that makes them?
Oh,
Which
maybe
ones?
they're
The
not-
grills?
Maybe they're not
No,
on
the
our website.
mise en place guys with all the little tins.
They maybe not be on our site.
I
yet.
haven't taken photos yet.
Maybe not.
But they.
Anyway, we need to talk about barbecue
Those are cool.
accessories. I think those are cool. I think a wok is always a nice barbecue accessory, especially if you've got one of those burners
Okay.
beside that you can get like super hot.
I've actually
'Cause
used.
most ovens or most burners inside don't get hot enough for a wok.
Yeah.
So if you can build like a really good fire for a wok,
I have the
woks are great.
36 centimeter, and I use it over my fire pit.
Yeah.
From
Yeah,
Yoshida
yeah.
or
And you can
Yamada.
just put it right on the fire.
Yeah.
Woks love insane
So
heat.
I begged Naoto to bring in the 36 centimeter one because it's actually big enough that you can toss like a 4 people's worth of fried rice
Oh, I thought you were gonna say salad.
or a salad. That too.
In your wok.
Yeah, well, that's actually kind of smart. But no, I begged Naoto to bring this one in, and he kept telling me it was too big. And,
Oh,
and
Naoto.
so he brought in 6, and they sold it out immediately.
Yeah, I'll bet.
And then he brought in 6 in the next order, and they sold it out immediately.
So maybe he'll bring.
And
90
every
in
time
the
we
next
get
one.
an order, he brings in 6, and they sell it.
No.
So what I'm trying to tell
Five,
people is,
6 now,
we
so-
just got 6 more of these guys, maybe 12 if Naoto is clever.
Wow.
And
Naoto
they're gonna
is clever. He
they're-
just doesn't trust you.
they're gonna sell it immediately. So I would recommend that.
Well, I'm actually gonna get one too. Are they flat or round bottom?
I got the flat bottom one because I do like to be able to use it on my stove. I got a glass top
I
stove.
like a round bottom one.
But if you're only ever going to use it on gas or your fire pit,
I am.
yeah, there you go.
Yes, I am. Oh God, yes. Okay, good. So the number one barbecue item you need. And
Okay.
Sky from Kansas gave me the
It's-
eyeball. She's like, a wok? That's not barbecue.
It's
Who's that?
this apron.
Who's that?
This is from Search and Rescue. They're Vancouver based.
Yeah.
This is their new gold label series. They're $98 and they're made in Canada.
Yeah.
They also do free repairs for life as long as it's like a reasonable amount of repair to do. Yeah. Yeah. So this
That's why I'm getting one now.
Yeah.
That's the reason I'm getting one.
and this beige gray one is thinner than the rest of them, so it's the best one for barbecuing in the summer because
Yeah,
you
you'll
won't
get hot.
sweat like crazy.
And if you're in Kansas, like Sky's from Kansas, if you're in Kansas where it gets really, really hot, you can just wear an apron. That's
Yeah.
what people do, right?
You don't get arrested or anything. Like, you can do that.
In Kansas?
There's
as long
no
as you have
laws.
as long as you have a gun on.
Oof.
As long as you got a gun in your holster. Do what you like.
And
Do
then
we
you
sell
move to
any
Canada.
Knifewear? Do we sell any Knifewear branded aprons?
Knifewear branded holsters for your barbecue pistol?
Yeah.
No.
Not yet.
Knifewear branded aprons. I don't know. Have you been making aprons, Nathan?
Not yet. But maybe we can get some from Medium Rare because they do
Yeah.
make custom aprons. Medium Rare is another
You know what
good
we should do?
brand.
We should work with Medium Rare, or
Yeah.
we should like. Although there's so many aprons out there now, and like I don't think I could like say, oh, I want this and this combination of items on my apron.
Mm.
And And
Well, you need a barbecue
Cam,
holster.
And for Cam at Medium Rare to go, oh yeah, we'll just make that, because I'm sure he'll go, yeah, we already do. It's
Yeah.
here.
No, you need one with a barbecue sauce holster.
Barbecue sauce holster.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, you just reach in and grab some barbecue sauce.
This has really gone off the rails.
It's
Nathan
just like
Darrow.
loose barbecue sauce in your pocket.
Yeah.
No, I know there was a
We do
pipe
have
dream.
a page for barbecue. Here we go. I made this a couple years ago.
Oh,
Barbecue and grill gear. Oh yeah, this is
look
new.
what I got. This is awesome. So this is the Conroe bar. It's not a Conroe. It's a
sheet you're in.
It's a string Conroe. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's not the. It's not the.
Not the ceramic
It's not the
Conroe.
ceramic ones. Now the great thing about the ceramic ones, right, is that the heat doesn't get absorbed by the ceramic.
Yeah,
The
it
heat's
insulates
reflected
well.
back in, and out of the, it's reflected off both sides and the bottom, so all the heat just like shoots out the top. It's like cooking on a jet engine. It's
Yeah.
amazing. These guys, I understand, do lose some heat to the sides and bottoms, but you can be as rough
Less
as you
than you
want with
think.
this.
Yeah.
You like it doesn't. You're not gonna break it or crumble it, or if water
Yeah.
gets in and freezes it, like something might have happened at my house,
Oh no.
where I might have left mine out for 3 winters in a row. And the third winter, it finally got water and cracked and
Oh,
blew
no.
apart into bits.
These
I
will
was
rust.
testing.
These will rust though.
These will rust. Oh, I
Yeah.
can't leave.
So you have to
those outside.
season it.
But they're super handy. They're light and portable, and you just carry it around like this after you're done.
Yeah.
You can carry it to the barbecue, cook everything, dump all the coals out into Nathan's car, and then carry it back to
You mean my
your
bicycle?
Nathan, our man, he's only 14. He doesn't know how to drive yet.
No.
Maybe one.
Just
day
getting my
when-
learners.
Maybe one day when he grows up, he can drive. I don't know. I think these are cool, and I think they look cool. And what's the price on these guys? 175. So they
$175.
certainly don't. break
Yeah.
the
That's for the big
One
one.
seventy-five for the large.
Yeah.
The medium is 120.
bank. What am I holding?
Small or medium.
Show me the inside. This is the small.
I'm holding the medium.
The
Yeah,
medium.
it's medium. Medium's the
Nothing
smallest one we
There
get.
is nothing small at Knifewear. Our smallest size is medium.
Everything's bigger at Knifewear.
Yeah, we've got medium, grande, tall,
Venti.
venti.
This is our venti knife.
This is our venti barbecue. This is our tall venti macchiato frappuccino barbecue. Does anybody know what those words mean?
Yeah.
Anyway,
French or
I
something.
think Starbucks is awesome. They're so funny. They just like steal words and they just give different meanings. They invent shit. I like it. I don't play their game. I just say I want a medium coffee. What kind of coffee? Coffee. What size? Medium. You mean a blah blah? No, I want a medium.
I thought when you said you don't play the game, you meant like you pay your staff well.
I don't actually know what Starbucks labor policies are like.
Yeah. Well, Kim Wayan has a good question about why we don't stock Yoshikane Hamono knives.
Oh, well, that's easy. We used to carry Yoshikane knives, and so basically, we used to carry Yoshikane knives. The father, or I guess the head of the thing, retired, and he was the uncle of Masashi, who we deal with still, and his brother. And when he retired, the brother took over because he's the older brother. And he said, you know what, we're gonna hire out some things. We're gonna take some shortcuts. We're gonna mass produce our knives a bit more. And Masashi, because brothers sometimes don't get along, and Masashi said, absolutely not. We're gonna go more craftsman and more handmade and more products. We're gonna make more of the anyway. So they didn't get along. So they split up. And Masashi's view and vision of the world and way of doing things was more in tune with my thinking. So we do buy Yoshikane knives, sort of. They just say Masashi on them, and they're a lot like the old Yoshikane knives, whereas the new ones are a little bit different now.
Yeah.
So that's why we don't carry
Yeah.
them.
There's a lot of really great blacksmiths that have trained there. Obviously Masashi-san,
Lots
but
of great blacksmiths
Wakui-san,
trained through
and
there.
I can't remember any of the other ones right now. But there's
Tomo. From,
Tomo-san, right.
Tomo from Tojiro Atelier.
Yeah.
I trained through there as well. And so did Miyazaki.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Miyazaki? Yes.
I think so.
The one with the really messy blacksmith shop.
Mm.
Anyway, so yeah, we don't carry Yoshikane for that.
Yeah.
I prefer the knives from Masashi. Questions, comments?
Yeah,
Fire
I mean,
away.
I've got some more from Instagram. Do we have any more for YouTube right now? Okay, well, if you got more questions on YouTube, pop them in. This person didn't give me their name, but they just said, I got my mom a Santoku last Christmas. What's a good second knife to get?
Well, I think if you're going to get a Santoku or a chef's knife, like a 210 Uta or something, is your first knife, I think the next reasonable one is a paring knife or a petty, I think. So you want to, the Santoku's great, does your primary job, it does like everything, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes, like if you're just like...
Like
cutting up
95% of
yeah,
everything.
like if you're cutting up strawberries, or you just like, I don't know, you just need a little knife sometimes. Maybe you find it like a little knife is easier to do really thin slices of garlic for a pasta, something like that. What you want to get is a petty knife or a paring knife.
Mm-hmm.
So something little, like this Zampa. That's a terrible picture. You can't even see the pattern on it. Give me a different
You know
angle,
how
man.
hard it is to photograph that pattern?
I know, but look at that.
I'm not even the photographer.
Whoa, look at that though.
Yeah.
So these Zampa. Oh
It's like
my
hypnotic to look at.
God. This has been my go-to gift knife now for a couple of years, these Zampa. Because they're just awesome. Like, look at them. They're brilliant. And, you know, great knife for a gift. They're stainless. They won't rust. They're easy to care for. They don't chip too easily like some of our really high-end stuff. And right now, they're 20% off for this month. Up until, you said up until Christmas Day.
Yeah,
So
24th.
there you go. So you got 24 days.
I mean, super lightweight, too.
You got 24 days, 23 days,
Yeah.
22 days? 22 days. I can't do math, apparently. 22 days, and those are on sale for 20% off. So that's amazing.
This is maybe like, depending on how much maintenance your mom's into. Like, my mom's actually really good. She, like I told her knife was handmade. She wipes it all the time, only washes it by hand. So I would get her this petty, because this is the petty I got myself. It took me 9 years of working at Knifewear to buy a petty knife, and this is the one I got, and I love it. I use
You
it.
didn't have a petty for
No, I didn't.
Nathan, you've got a ton of knives.
No.
You've got a ton of knives.
I'm really good at buying 210 millimeter Gutos.
You know what? I'm really good at buying two 40mm Gutos and
Yeah.
two 10mm Gutos.
Yeah.
Did you mean a venti Guto?
Yeah, Venti Guto and a tall Guto. I'm very good at buying those.
Oh, it's a good April Fool's idea. All right.
Okay, my favorite April Fool's you guys did was when you did the, for Kent of Inglewood, the scent-free colognes. Oh my God.
I love that photo
I
shoot.
laughed so hard. It's the most personal scent. Only you know you're wearing it.
The Emperor's New Perfume.
Oh, the terrible thing was the people that came to buy it.
Did people come?
Yeah.
Oh no.
So I felt bad that we tricked people. Because then we had to tell them they've been tricked that scent-free cologne
Scent-free
doesn't
cologne is
actually
the real
smell
thing.
like anything.
I mean, that
Yeah.
happened with the Knifewear Bitcoin too, right?
Yeah, there's people that wanted to buy
People want
our
to buy Knifewear
cryptocurrency.
Bitcoin.
Yeah, Knifewear crypto.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my God.
Oh. All right, this is totally going off
Yeah.
the rails.
Thi-
Listen, guys, have a great Christmas. Christmas is coming. Have fun. If you're not having fun and you need to talk to somebody, because a lot of people find now not a happy time,
Yeah.
find someone to talk to. It's important, right? Mental health is health.
Mm-hmm.
If you got a broken ankle, you go to the doctor. If you're having problems with your emotions, go to the doctor. Get yourself some help.
Yep.
It's important. It's not something to be ashamed of anymore. That's my message for the day. But anyway, the Christmas holidays are coming. Make sure you have fun. We've done 2 Christmas parties with our staff. We got 2 more to come in Edmonton and Ottawa.
Yeah, thanks Bridget Bar for the awesome food.
Thanks, Bridget Bar in Calgary and Fable Kitchen.
Those
in,
cheesy deep fried things were very
Oh
good.
my God, they were so
Yeah, and the rigatoni and
There
the
was-
braised
Yeah.
beef. Yeah. Oh.
The food is great. The food is so great. So thank you so much, Bridget and Fable Table or Fable Kitchen in Kitsilano in Vancouver. Super great. In Edmonton, we're going to the Marriott Hotel. They've got a really fancy steakhouse in there.
Nice.
Called Baron or something like that. I don't remember what it's called. And then in Ottawa, surprise, guys, we're going to a place called Supply and Demand.
Yeah.
And if you know anything about our Christmas parties, you two that are sitting beside me, you know that we go to Supply and Demand every year in Ottawa.
Yep.
We've had a shop
That's
in
Steve
Ottawa.
Wall knows how to cook
We've
food.
had a shop in Ottawa since 2013, and we've been to Supply and Demand for every Christmas party except for the one year that Steve Sous Chef left to open North and Navy, and we went there and Adam served us amazing food. But we're back at Supply and Demand again.
Ooh, real quick. Don Penny's asking, what's the fave steakhouse in Calgary?
My backyard. If you want the best steak in Calgary, I can tell you without a effing doubt, the finest steak you're going to find in Calgary is in my backyard. And that's not what I should be saying. That's it, Don. So maybe just I have to come over. If you wanted to go to a restaurant where they treat you nicer, Major Tom. Major Tom, up on the 497th floor.
I wish Vonderfels was still around.
Oh,
Do you ever get their crazy aged ribeye that they used to have?
Don Penny, 2 places to go for steak.
ribeye? So-
2 places to go for. 3. If you're over 70, you have to go to High's Steakhouse or Caesars. One of them is still open, I think.
Yeah.
If you're over 70?
Yeah, because it's really old. That's never good. But it's really classic. It's
Caesars. Yeah.
Caesars. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the old school one.
But you have to be over 70. 2
Or
is
fake
the
beard.
is the one up on the 900th floor. What floor is that Major Tom at? Like, it's really high.
Like 40 something or something
40.
stupid. Yeah.
Calgary's not that big. It's not really a big deal. So 40 floors up.
39.
It's 26. 14 floors high. I was so scared. So, Major Tom's great. Bring some money. But here's the sleeper. Here's the sleeper steakhouse. It's Mercato Italian restaurant on 4th Street.
Oh.
And go there and order the ribeye for 2. Total sleeper. Man, they kill it. and it's, like, you got to be 2 hungry people as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's a big fat bone-in ribeye cooked on their grill. Like, they do a great job. But to be honest, the best steak you're gonna have in Calgary is in my backyard. And I know that's obnoxious to say, but Don, I'm a pretty good cook. Any other questions?
Yeah.
Somebody mentioning
Got an opportunity
videos of Mike.
to shamelessly plug ourselves.
Yeah.
We had a video of Mike's knife collection. Are you planning to shoot something with other Knifewear employees? Sky and Nathan, are you planning to shoot something with other Knifewear
It's
employees?
been shot. It's in the pipeline and hopefully coming out in a week or 2.
Who?
Yeah. So, Sky, myself, and Naoto.
Oh.
We did a 3-for.
Yeah, we got
Oh,
a
you get to
3
see
for
the
1.
Sky, Naoto, Nathan
So here's a little.
knife collections. And in the new year, I'm told,
We got.
she's been only asking me for a year now. Sky has been asking me for a year that we do my knife collection, so we're going to do my knife
God.
collection as well. It might be a 3-part
Like
series.
10-part series. Yeah, I think so.
give the people what they want.
And some of them I'll be pulling knives out of a box and be like, what's that? I'm like, I don't know.
A few good videos coming up or recently on our channel. Our Christmas special came out last weekend. It is shockingly good.
The Christmas special is so stupid.
It's so dumb.
It's so stupid. It made me laugh
We had so
the
much
whole
fun
time.
making it.
I just I laughed.
Monday, in 3 days here, Mike's got a boning knife comparison video. So he's going to take a Hanasuki, a flexible... What is the word, boning?
What?
A flexible boning knife and a Hanasuki Mario and compare them and debone a chicken, or should I say bone a chicken? Is that more correct?
That's worse.
And bone a pork shoulder and
Mike, get back to work.
and tell you which one's best. Because we've got a new flexible boning knife that's made in America that's
do we
really
have
cool.
any of those
Yeah,
here?
it's right there under the Haryuki box.
Here it is.
Yeah.
How's it
So-
come in a box?
Mike's going to show this guy off. Yeah, it does.
So we're going to launch these guys next week.
The Silverthorn knife.
Silverthorn knives. Listen, I don't know much about them. One of the guys works in a warehouse.
Nolan.
He was like a chef
He's
for
a
a lot of
burnt-up
years.
old chef, and he's worked at some really nice places. He swears by these.
Yeah.
We got one as a sample, and we went, oh, actually, this might be just the boning knife we need.
I'm buying
So there you
one.
go. I love these handles. It's red micarta. But these aren't O2 steel. Do you know what steel is?
They're 01. Or no, sorry, they're BD1. So they used to be made from 01. He started making them from a stainless steel, but BD1's really nice stuff. I think it's made in Pennsylvania, and it's rugged, but it holds an edge well.
Rubber.
In,
All right,
I
have a
like
happy
the curve.
Christmas.
I like the curve
Yeah.
to it. I like the curve. It's got a lot of potential. I like how pointy the point is.
yeah.
I just think that is a really slick little boning knife. And I like the super danger of it. So if you look here, there's no guard preventing your hand from just sliding right up the blade and cutting your fingers right off. So there we go.
And what's it called?
High praise.
Silverthorn. It's available on our website now.
Silverthorn. Maybe pull it up behind us. Silverthorn knives, and we'll know how much they cost then too if you pull it up, because I don't actually know currently.
$2.95, isn't it?
And
Yeah.
apparently the $2.95.
Canadian.
$2.95. Small, cute Canadian dollars, not big floppy American dollars. So remember, if you're buying in the States or any other province or any other country that isn't Canada, when you arrive at the website, it should show you in your local currency.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look at
If it
shipping,
doesn't, you can go up here.
and when you look at
just
shipping and
change it.
handling, when you buy a knife, it's complete. There's no extra. There's no duty after that. There's nothing.
Yeah.
So we give you the real price. That
Yeah, we'll charge you everything up front.
right, and we're gonna charge you up front, so it just goes straight to your door, so it doesn't get stuck in customs and held there at the border until you pay the ransom money.
Yeah.
You've already paid it up front.
Yeah. In about a week and a half, December 12th, we've got the Knifewear staff collection video that they're asking for coming out. So it'll be Naoto's collection, Sky's collection, and my collection.
Perfect.
Yeah, should be lots of fun. And then we got other
Oh
fun
my
stuff
god, I
coming
want to
out.
see Sky's collection because I know 2 weird knives she has. She's a weirdo.
Yeah.
You've got the kid's knife.
Yeah. I didn't show it off.
Oh.
Oh, you didn't?
It repeatedly goes through the dishwasher. It works
Do
great.
not listen to Sky for how to handle your knife situation. She apparently puts it through the dishwasher.
Just that one.
Just the kids' one.
It's like you can. It's, 30 tiny Canadian dollars, so you might as well.
30 tiny Canadian dollars. So there you go.
And
There's-
we've got some restoration videos coming up soon, too,
If you look over here,
which are very exciting.
point in the right direction this time.
Ooh.
Ah, look
You'll
at you go.
see that there's something coming up called Holiday.
What's happening?
Yeah. So it's Christmas. Our stores are open every day, 10 to 6, Monday to Friday. We have holiday hours starting on...
Starting on
10th.
the 16th, I think.
They're
The-
scrolling through the bottom
Oh, look
now.
at that. Oh my god.
There we go.
We just gotta wait for them. Wait.
Yeah.
Hold up. Here they come.
Now, 24th, our shop's
They're almost
closed.
here.
Our shop's
They're coming.
Nathan, stop it. Our
Extended
shop's-
Christmas hours.
Nathan Garrow, maybe you need your own program where
They're
you
there.
just read what's on the screen of the... I will put the most impressive...
You're missing it, Kevin. December 15th, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. December 16th to 21st, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. December 22nd, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. December 23rd, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. December 24th, 9 a.m. till 2 p.m.
What?
Yeah.
It's not the same day, same time every day.
Well,
No.
because we're open late on Thursdays.
You guys are weird. There's
You
weird.
made up the hours, bud.
I didn't make up those hours. I made up hours that made sense. You made up weird hours.
Mm-hmm.
It's your fault. I take no... I'm not even Kevin. I'm an actor paid to play this role.
Apparently, we're not paying you very much.
All right. If there's no other questions, nothing else, me and my little Santa here are going to sign off. Thanks for watching the Knifewear home shopping channel. I hope we helped you find some items.
Even F and chat for Kevin's acting career.
I have to go and find a new acting job now that I've let the rat out of the bag, but I'm not indeed Kevin Kent. I've just played him for 15 years on this channel.
That's why he hasn't been on for a while. He's filming Avengers movies.
I'm Brad Pitt's body double in Fight Club. That's where I do most of my work. So, John, happy
Thanks for
Christmas.
tuning in, everybody.
May you have awesome sharp knives all holidays. Oh, one last thing. If you're going to get your knives sharpened at the shops before Christmas, bring them in sooner than later.
Yeah.
Now's a great time to
Like-
bring your knives
like
in
this
to get
weekend.
sharpened. Like this weekend is
Yep.
a great time to bring your knives in to get sharpened. If you show up at our doorstep on the 23rd with 8 knives, and we already have 200 knives to sharpen before yours, we will try our best.
Yep.
But we are only human.
Yep.
So,
In Ottawa, we're about to announce this, but starting I think on the 9th until Christmas, they're doing a clothing drive with Operation Come Home for folks who desperately need winter clothing.
yeah.
So I can't remember what the items they're looking for are, but stay tuned on our social media or mailing list.
Yeah, it's like socks and toques and...
More specifically,
jackets.
they're not taking hats just because of the lice, but they're taking jackets and mittens. Jackets they really need. So for every item you bring, you get a free knife sharpening, not including repairs, up to 5 items. So,
Oh my God,
if
there
you,
you
got,
go.
if you got some winter gear to get rid of,
Get some free knife sharpening. Bring in a jacket.
I know I've got an
to-
extra
to
pair of boots and
Operation
jacket.
Tempo. And that's
and that's in
a great-
Ottawa.
That's a great system there.
Yeah.
And make sure you get Alex to sharpen your knife because he's the one that came up with this program, and I love it.
Yeah.
So, and he wants to know that everybody's into it. And I see Sky's finger is poised over the end stream button. So in 3, 2, 1.
Bye.